Yo, you tuned in to Guerilla Cross Radio.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to Unnamed Sports Show right here on Guerilla Cross Radio, GorillaCross.com, and the Guerilla Cross app. I'm your host, Quan59. I got the homies with me, Hollywood, Huff, in the building. What's good, son?
Hey, what's up, man?
Man, that's
all you got?
I asked you what's up. You're supposed to tell me what's up.
Another day in paradise, man. Just getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Actually, he's Hulk Huff today with that green shirt on.
Hey, that was a good movie. That movie, Thor.
Thor was good.
Yeah.
Thor was very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I never get to the theater anymore.
Got to see a lot.
man.
Got to see a lot of Hulk in that movie.
Thor was definitely good.
I
couldn't get past Ragnarok. That didn't sit well with me. That's
I got my
sounded like a bowel
man,
movement.
All for it.
Dave, the Nobleman Nobles, in the building. He got that nickname. It might stick.
Will it? Many
like
others
it.
have.
I
Many
like-
others have.
I
So
like the
yeah,
nobleman.
just another one.
And that was one that the next contestant on our show today gave him on last Friday, our Friday special edition show.
Tummy ache edition.
We got Josh just in time Williams.
I like that one. That's not bad.
Who
That's not bad.
he's not really late,
never late, but just in time.
just in time.
Never
Just
late.
in time.
Well, he's just in time for Josh. Just in time for Josh. Yo, if you want to call in and talk to us today, hit us up 702-608-3259. We're hyped up, man. It's Thanksgiving week. We're going to be eating a lot of food. You can tell Josh is single with no kids because he's really pushing for this Thursday morning show. I don't have kids either, but I do have a sleep schedule that I want to keep and football I want to watch. But we won't be on Thursday as much as Josh might be here. There's a possibility that Josh will show up. But we have a lot to talk about.
You run a show, I'll call in.
Yeah.
I'll be taking all callers.
He'll be at home, like, just with his Facebook Live up. Hashtag Unnamed Sports Show. Call in. If you guys are watching live on Facebook, please share the Facebook feed with your people and let them know we're on live right now. We have a lot to talk about. NFL, NBA, some in Major League Baseball we'll talk about. And we have a lot of questions today that we're going to ask to each other and to the listeners. So, once again, if you want to call in, hit us up 702-608-3259. Or just hit us up on Guerilla Cross Facebook page, facebook.com/Guerilla Cross, GUERILLACROSS. And talk to us there as well. But, man, NFL, we're going to start with the NFL today. Sunday, I'm just going to say, you know, we're going to go at each other's teams today because mine had a bye week, so you can't say nothing. But, man, let's talk about that Redskins game, bro.
Yeah, come for me first.
Hey, real talk. Hey, I'm not going to lie, man. I told you this on Facebook. I was going to call you up and be like, dude, that was a big win. Like, I can't believe you guys beat the Saints. But I'm like, wait, there's still a couple minutes left in this game. They're up by 15, but, you know, there's 3 minutes left. Let me not talk to Josh yet. Let me hold off. Saints came back.
Quick, too.
Very quick. Sent the game into overtime. How are you feeling at this moment?
What, at the overtime
I mean,
moment,
just
or
at the moment where they were up by 15.
No.
Did you think they were going to win this game when they're up by 15? And then when Saints came back, how'd you feel?
So we got that last touchdown to our rookie tight end Sprinkle. He did the little sprinkle dance in the end zone. I like that.
Dance.
That was pretty nice.
That wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad. I was like, oh, that's right. His last name is Sprinkle. This is his first career touchdown. You know, you can feel a certain kind of way. Like as a Redskin fan, I'm like, okay, that they did their business. They did what they had to do.
Yeah.
The defense just has to at least kind of, you know, even if they let them score, like don't let them score fast. Like, you know, let the clock kind of bleed out a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll be able to walk out of here. When they went and got that touchdown, I was like, okay, we're still up 8. It's still not a lot of time. All we need is one first down. Just one.
That's it?
Yeah, one.
That's it.
One.
But don't you think
timeouts.
that Thompson injury like just took all the wind out of their sails?
No, they actually rallied a little bit from it, and Pirine, because Pirine actually was I really liked that pick in the 4th round. I mean, he's the all-time Oklahoma running back. You know, like you can run the ball. Oklahoma's had some amazing running backs in their history, and so for us to steal him in the in the 4th round, I was like, okay, he's a strong guy. He's like, but he just hadn't really been playing well this year. This game he actually played pretty well. So when Thompson went down, I mean, first off, my whole thing is, Kirk, did you have to run the Thompson side? Like, why even put him in that position? And then both of them got rung. Like, it was like, you hurt your best player, and you hurt yourself. Like, But yes, to answer your question, the Redskins have snatched more defeats from the jaws of victory than I ever care to talk about on air.
But here's the thing. They're still in the playoff hunt, which is crazy to say, but the way the NFL is this year,
almost everybody
there's a
is.
lot of teams still in the playoff hunt.
We are – well, okay, I'll say this. We have had the hardest schedule. We've had the hardest strength of schedule through the first, I guess, 12 weeks or 11 weeks. So there is that.
Yeah.
And, we did walk into Seattle and get that win there. If we were able to walk into New Orleans and get that win there, I don't remember if I said this on air or if I said this to someone else. If we won in both of those places, I could definitely take being the wild card and not being afraid, because you went into the 2 hardest places to play in the NFL and won versus good quarterbacks, with injuries. So, like, if they did pull that game out, that probably could have set the stage for a late push. But not to be.
Not to be. And the Saints right now, I mean, they're 8-2 now, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And won 8 straight.
And we didn't think that was going to happen, especially the beginning of the year. We've talked about it before.
No way.
They're not a team we looked at as being like even a playoff team. Everyone's like, Drew Brees has a couple more years left. He doesn't have many players on his team that are going to help.
has.
The defense is suspect always.
Yeah.
They signed Peterson, let him go after a few games. He won more of the ball, and they're like, we're not giving it to you. So they let him go. Man, you got to give it up to the Saints. They're playing really good.
Well,
right
I
now.
like how they changed. I mean, with what they had to work with, they changed everything. Like, they're a running team now. They run at you now. It's not you see this. It's not like Drew Brees throwing the ball all over the
50
field.
times, yeah.
It's like they run down your throat and they win games, and their defense is actually not bad.
Well, but how did we almost win that game? We actually stopped the run, and really forced Drew to have a get in the Wayback Machine, and he of course did that. I actually was at the game. This was the Saints championship year when they actually won the Super Bowl. I was at the game. I had season tickets for the Redskins. This is back when I lived in Massachusetts. Used to drive down, and I brought my friend Sean. It was his first Redskins game. The Redskins were like god awful that year. Those were the Jason Campbell years.
Ooh.
And we literally were winning the whole game, like the entire game. We were up by like 10, 12, like we were winning. And Drew Brees did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
We were up. I think we were up 8. I think we were up 8 with like 30 seconds left, and this fool drove the length of the field with 30 seconds to tie the game. They got the 2-point conversion. We lost in overtime. So I had seen this story before.
Yeah.
When it happened.
Brees is gritty, man. You have to like really put the stake in it with him. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be up like 20+ points and really
Make
Really
it
hit him
a
right
numbers
And
game.
remember back in the day, there was a quarterback controversy in San Diego, and he was their starter. They had Phillip Rivers on the bench, and you're like, you know what? Drew Brees isn't going to last that much longer, so let's go ahead and get rid of him for this younger guy,
Well, he had a
Phillip
bad shoulder
Rivers.
injury, too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did. And now you look at it,
That was a
they're at
horrible
the point where they
decision.
might retire at the same year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That was a horrible decision.
I'm not sure if it was horrible at the time because you had to give that a chance.
Well, you didn't know. I mean, Rivers has been solid and productive. They just don't win. The
Exactly.
team around him is not great most of these years. And I mean, they've had a lot of.
Yeah.
I mean, you
But
want to talk
has-
about come from ahead losses. I mean, no
But-
team has done that more
come,
than them.
come from ahead. That's great.
All the time. all the time.
But I mean, to your point though, like Phillip Rivers, he never elevated people. Like, he's made people better. He had Antonio Gates,
I
which
think it's
was
because he's a knucklehead at the end of the day.
Yeah, I
if
mean-
you
I
look at
mean-
it, all his nonsense, it's like he's super talented. I think he's actually a very good quarterback.
he's a
But
better
you
version of Jay
know-
Cutler.
You know his nonsense
Yeah.
is wearing on you. You know it. You
Yeah.
know every day, like the offensive lineman and his receivers just looking at there, like there's probably at least once a week in practice that a teammate
Yeah.
is like,
He's ready to go.
please stop me because I am going to go knock him out, send him back home to his 18 kids.
Yeah.
I think what you're seeing though with Drew Brees and this whole season has been so crazy. Week to week, you can't tell who the best team is because the team that's supposed to win loses. The team that should have got blown out wins.
Or
Yeah.
it makes
I mean,
it tight.
right? You know what I mean? And, or you
Yeah.
watching like you're watching this game and it's like 3 minutes left. Oh yeah, Redskins got it. But what you seeing, what I've noticed, one pattern is all the quarterbacks who we've kind of thought like those are good or great or should be
Yeah.
great quarterbacks. Now that we're like 9-10 games into the season, they're the teams with winning records.
Yep.
You look at the beginning of the season, how do we feel about Cam Newton? Now look at him. You look at the Patriots. How do we feel about them after the first game?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and everybody
Right.
was like, oh yeah, they'll get it together, of course, and they did.
Right back to being the
And
You
now
look
their
at-
defense is decent. Too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
That was-
look
that
at
was the
Drew
issue at the
Brees,
beginning.
And then you look at
it-
the questionable quarterbacks like the Broncos. You know what I mean? You look
Yeah.
at Osweiler. How are they doing right now?
Well, and then
you
the
know?
next game I want to talk about is the quarterback we could look at, who's Alex Smith,
Yeah.
who plays good, game manager. We all know that. But now, the Chiefs, people were going crazy at the beginning of the year.
5-0,
I think we
5-0.
were going crazy too
Yeah.
a little bit. Like
Yeah.
they might be.
5-0.
They look like the best team at that time.
Yeah.
Right.
And now
1-4 in the
a
last 5.
a horrible loss to the Giants. So shout out, I actually got my boy Mark Abernathy watching right now, who's a diehard Chiefs fan. So if you want to call in, bro, we're going to talk really bad about him. So hit us up, 702-608-3259. But, and this is a game where you expect to win, and that's why you
Have to
might have
win.
lost. But at
Have
the
to
same
win.
time, with some of the losses they've had recently, this is one you can't lose.
But
you
isn't
can't
it,
lose to
isn't
the
it
Giants.
the same old
Yeah.
stuff when you see it? It's Andy Reid clock management. It's Alex Smith checking down. I mean, that first game against the Pats, the way that they took leads, it's like I was like, whoa.
Jug.
He's,
Yeah.
he's throwing it down the field.
That's right.
I don't
That's
know
right.
what's happening. And
That's right.
But as he's reached back into that, where teams are daring them to throw it on the field, they don't. And Andy Reid continues to do Andy Reid things. It's like you need a different coach in the fourth quarter. It's like if you're Andy Reid, you should hand over the reins in the fourth, because clearly you do everything right and everybody loves you and you can get 3 quarters of football plus a whole week and it's
Yeah.
all good. And just fourth quarter, just bring in like a relief pitcher.
Relief coach.
A relief coach.
We need a
Relief
relief
coach.
coach.
Just
We need a second
It's
voice.
like we just need one. It's like Bill Parcells. We need 1 quarter out of you a week.
Yeah.
Don't do anything else.
You just game plan for the
It is-
fourth.
And
These are the situations.
the craziest thing too is Andy Reid is like a great quarterback coach. Like
Yeah, he is.
he like the quarterbacks that he's quarterbacked under him were great, and not under him they sucked. So it's like he has a good quarterback who should be great. Like there's no reason what they did for the first 5 games shouldn't have kept going for the last 5 games.
Well,
But I think you can put that on Alex Smith too, because if you look, I think part of the reason that he came out firing like he did
Yeah.
was because they drafted Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes, yeah.
And then he got off to such a hot start that nobody was thinking about him losing his job. And notice now that once that pressure was off, he went back to
Yeah.
being Alex Smith. This is
Yeah.
just Alex Smith.
Yeah.
He is only so much. He's
Yeah.
not bad, but he's certainly not good.
He's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I don't think he'll ever win a Super
well, he
Bowl.
could be. I mean, if the defense.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, Peyton
it's-
Manning won with that Denver team, and he couldn't throw the ball.
If you
as
have an
far as me.
amazing, awesome defense like that, but
That's a rarity.
I mean, I
Trent Dilfer would beg to differ.
Exactly.
I watched him against the Giants. When he was a 49er, and he just couldn't even finish the game. He was so out of it. But so next game I want to talk about Vikings and Rams. They were both 7-2.
Yeah, that was a good game.
And even saying the Vikings are 7-2, I don't think that's something that
With
when
Case
you say
Keenum.
that. With that's who. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were trying to figure out.
yeah,
I think
we were-
my bigger surprise was them doing so well, because I thought Dalvin Cook would be great, and he was good. But him
He-
getting hurt, I
I
thought after
they
he got
they
hurt,
would fall apart.
I didn't
thought
think they'd be
I
able to
thought that
score enough.
too.
I thought they'd have a good defense, but
Yeah.
I thought they'd lose low-scoring games.
That was another game the Redskins gave away. Jesus.
right.
Redskins have had a Tough year.
We've played. Well, we
Tough
played
year.
everybody, and everybody has gotten broken up on our team. Like
Yeah.
the 15th person on our team is on IR. Just went on IR today. So it is what it is.
It's rough. It's rough. And then, man, we talked about it Friday. Tyrod Taylor got benched. He got benched. This is not a good quarterback. We have to bench Tyrod Taylor.
For the backup.
And how'd that work out?
I didn't have a justification.
Oh my
then.
God,
I
that's
have
right.
less of one
That's
now.
right. That's right.
Wow.
I couldn't figure it out under any set of circumstances. But yeah, it's
And we're going to get back to the Bills. We got a live caller on the air right now. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hey, this is Mark Abernathy from out of Vegas.
What's up, son? How's it going, man?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Good, man. You want to talk about these Chiefs real quick?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and chime in for a little bit. It's just a couple of things that I did catch as far as with the Chiefs is just that secondary, how the front office is just not addressing it. And they keep getting burned by the same plays. And the Giants pretty much did exactly what some of the better teams are going to do when they reach the playoffs. They're going to show that they're not afraid to go at these cornerbacks. They're going to show their weaknesses and expose them. And that's the reason why they keep getting bounced time after time after time out of the playoffs. And that's just one side of it. The other side of it.
And real quick, Mark,
was,
I don't really blame it on the defense that much. Giants only scored 12 points. They lost the game 12-9.
They did.
So there's a big problem with the offense in that game.
They did, and the offense has been one of those stagnant offenses too. But really, you can kind of go back, and it all actually really started when they didn't address that situation where Conley ruptured his Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're really shrinking the field down to where you're relying on Tyreek Hill, and also, of course, you have to rely on Kelsey.
Yeah.
And then you have an offensive line that's just been beat up since I don't know when. So it's just if you have to see the number of carries that Kareem Rush has had, it's been going, or Kareem Hunt has gone. It's gone down and down and down.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really even tell as far as that what direction. I mean, I don't know what direction Andy Reid is going. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, to your point, though, and Dave said this earlier, they've lost their explosive plays. The reason that the Saints came out firing was because Kareem Hunt and I believe it's Tyreek Hill. I know his last name is Hill.
Yeah, it's Tyreek Hill.
They were out there getting 30-yard plays every game. Like Hunt had started his career with like 4 straight games. I think it was the Redskins was when we stopped that. Yeah, that's another game that we let slip through the fingers.
Having problems, man.
Literally. Thank you, Josh Doxson. But I still think you guys have a good shot. Your division is still there for the taking. The Raiders don't want it, the Broncos don't want it, and the Chargers are still the Chargers. So, you guys are still really where you want to be. That 5-0 start gave you the range to have a hiccup. You had a hiccup in the middle of the season, and if you have a good December, I think you guys will still be there.
Yeah, I mean, I expect them to be able to pick it up. I know they have 3 straight home games, and I know they're pretty much more so on a home crunch down the stretch and whatnot. But the reality is, when it comes playoff times, all the teams that are peaking when they're supposed to, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, we knew was going to be a moment in time for that offense going. And then New England, of course, they're going to be there. And I predict, honestly, down the stretch, it's going to be one of those New England and Steelers type AFC title games. And I just don't, right now, as the Chiefs, I don't know what story we're going to get out of them.
Yeah. And you're right. And thanks for calling in, Mark.
Oh, you got it.
And you're totally right. They could still take this division. This division's horrible right now.
Yeah. And it was great at the beginning of the season.
And here's the funny thing. The Chargers, after starting out, 0-4, I think, they have a chance to win that division. I mean, that's how bad it is. And that's kind of been how this NFL season has went just all around. You have bad teams that started bad that are doing good. You have teams that we didn't expect to do good, like we said, the Vikings and Saints that are doing really good right now. You have the Redskins are the Redskins. And let's go back to Dave with Peterman. I don't even know his first name. I just know his last name is Peterman. And I think that's all we'll ever know. I'm not sure if
The Jay
he'll.
Peterman catalog.
I don't think he'll ever see an NFL field again. I don't know why. I just have a feeling.
The sad part is we don't even know that. McDermott would not clarify after the game if he wasn't thinking to start Peterman again.
Hey, he even said he was like, it was basically like, let's talk about the good things he did. Like he was
I
trying
don't
to
know what
talk
that
about
is.
like
There was no
that
good
he didn't
thing.
like
faint
there
coming
was
out of
like
bed?
he tried to make it
You
seem
can't have
like
5 interceptions.
that
in
there was
one
like
half.
one
He
or
didn't-
that there was a
well,
couple
hold on.
things he did well. Like is what he was
He
saying.
didn't fall into Tyrod on his way out of field and injure him. I mean, that's one good thing.
Now,
Let's
if
not
you
discount that.
if you were Tyrod Taylor and they're like, okay, you're starting the second half, would you go in or would you just be like, no, I'm good? I actually got this sore knee right now.
He's still playing for money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's playing for money whether it's Buffalo or somewhere. I mean, clearly with the stupid decision Buffalo made, it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think clearly their mode was they weren't going to pay Tyrod, but, I mean, you could have just kept playing him and still not paid him. I don't know. You can't explain it. It's like I don't think there's a college quarterback good enough to really be tanking for. And the problem is they're not close enough to the bottom of the draft anyway, so you might as well have gone all out for this playoff chase. So
And it's not like the Bills are good at drafting quarterbacks anyways.
Well, they never really even get an opportunity to be high enough. Every time they have a high draft pick, they're not high enough.
Or they pick somebody else.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I've seen like all this talk, like Sam Darnold at USC, overrated. He is not good.
USC and UCLA's quarterback.
I take Rosen over
right?
him.
He's good, but I think they're both overrated.
Well, I mean, I think they're overrated.
I think it's
simply
the LA
because of-
hype.
Yeah, that I was about to say it's because of the Pac-12. The Pac-12, you get your California Surfer boys, and they just say that they're great quarterbacks.
But I think the problem is they're always looking for that because USC still runs like a style that you would see a pro team running. 'Cause that's the problem is most of your best college teams
don't run
a style that can be used.
And when's USC's last quarterback that was actually good in the NFL?
Carson
Palmer.
Palmer.
I mean,
which is now a long time ago.
That's been a long time.
Yeah, no, because what
we've had Liner,
we've
had Barkley
didn't do anything.
Sanchez.
John David Booty, no.
Well, no, okay.
I forgot about him.
John David Booty.
I forgot about him.
Hold on,
It's the greatest name ever.
I got to throw one thing in the Wayback Machine. I don't know why, but for some reason, right around the point he got picked in the draft that year in the draft, which whatever round it was, I'm sitting there at my house watching it with my buddy Sean, and they literally played that song. I was like, booty, booty. I was like, get out of here. Get out of here. You really didn't just play that?
Oh, my Bubba Sparks.
Oh,
Bubba
my
Sparks
Lord.
sighting on the show.
But they really played that after he
that's
like
great.
I guess you could call it a highlight package. I mean, it was him throwing passes. I mean, I don't know if the passes were completed. Probably not.
It was a video package.
They were like cutting him halfway through. Like left his hands.
It was a drop
Next
back
throw.
in the pass,
Next
but
throw.
didn't see it.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of the best college quarterbacks. It's like Lamar Jackson. Who is Lamar Jackson really a pro quarterback prospect? I don't know.
I think he could be if placed in the right situation.
But that's the hardest position because there's so many great like Heisman Trophy winners
that tank in the
are horrible in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a lot of system. A lot of system stuff gets you those Heismans in college.
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you're usually looking at the guys that come in like second or third in the Heisman voting.
That's the guy you want.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the one I want. That's my franchise right there.
But yeah, we've seen so many of them, and we had a question: will Mayfield have a good career in the NFL?
If he doesn't get killed by like somebody taking his head off, I don't know. When you look at those Oklahoma games, playing in the Big 12, the Big 12 has zero defense ever.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
It's just, I mean, when you see those guys get to the NFL after that, especially in these most recent years, like those gigantic, like Bryce Petty looked like a good quarterback when he was at Baylor.
Yeah.
But you get to the pros, like, oh, guys aren't like
they're not laying down for
guys
me.
aren't open for 6 yards.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's true.
I mean,
No,
you're
that's
playing
true.
when you play college football, no matter what team, what division, you're playing against maybe one or two NFL players.
Yeah.
That's right.
On the defense if you're on offense, or even on offense if you're on defense.
That's right.
The other team,
unless you're playing Alabama.
Yeah.
Unless
Then
you're playing
an
Alabama,
NFL team.
then you're basically
You're playing the Cleveland Browns.
Exactly.
You're playing
Yeah.
the Browns, right?
Basically.
So when you get to the league and all of a sudden you're playing against 11 guys
Yeah.
who are probably better than the best guy you faced all of just last season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I
no,
mean,
100%.
it's it's night and day.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
we've talked about this before. Remember, there's difference between great high school players, great college players, and then great professionals. Very few people can continue to make that next elevation and next.
real.
You know, they can only evolve so much.
Yep.
Some people, they're just great in college. They get to the pros, and it's like to your point, they're not open by 6 yards anymore.
Yeah.
Now I actually have to put it here. I can't just
Right.
put it.
Right. Yeah.
And it's good enough. Like
Yeah,
just get
yeah,
it
yeah.
or just put it on him and
Yeah.
he'll catch it. Like now I actually have to put it in a window of literally this amount of space.
You got a
like,
split second
Yeah.
where you're throwing the ball in like a 5-yard gap in college. In the NFL, you got like a 2-foot window that the ball has to be in at the perfect time.
with less time.
Exactly.
Right. With less time.
Or in
Right.
college, you're also just you got super inaccurate. Like, remember Johnny Manziel's years?
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
Mike Evans made that guy. I mean,
Yeah.
Mike Evans would just go up and catch
And get
horrible
whatever.
passes.
Get whatever.
Horrible passes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I mean the scouts, they always talk about he can throw to different windows. Like guys in college, you don't really have to put the ball in certain areas. You can just
Right.
basically, I can just throw this up there, and luckily, if I have enough talent around me, it'll make me look like Jesus
Well,
Christ.
and the
come to
ability
life.
to progress
Yeah.
thue your reads too. It's
Yeah.
like in college, it's
They
first
have
read.
no reads.
You don't move
First
to like
read-
a second read. It's
First
like
read, go.
It's like okay.
Yeah.
It's like I'll be like, all right. Basically, the play I'm calling is Josh. You're getting the ball thrown to you.
And that's it. That's the only
That's-
play.
that's what-
Yeah.
Everyone
rest-
else just
the
it's
rest
window
of that
doesn't
is
dressing.
running
work. It
around
doesn't
doing
work.
something
It's window
else.
dressing for everyone else.
But
This
yeah,
is
that
going to-
or-
this is going to
it's
Dave.
either that or I get sacked.
That's-
That's it.
Right.
But you see, like once you get to the pros, you see the guys who aren't progressing through. Like
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, I don't think progresses through
routes.
his routes. You know, I think he locks in on who he's looking for, and it's not like he's alone. There's a lot of quarterbacks like that. Almost every
Yeah.
quarterback. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what makes the
Peyton
Tom Brady's
and
of the world.
Tom.
There were
Yeah.
The Tom
there were-
Brady
right,
of the
yeah.
world.
That's-
Right. There were a lot of people who tried to use that exact argument against Colin Kaepernick, saying that, oh, he's like a one-read quarterback or whatever. But I'm like, so are most of the quarterbacks in
Yeah.
the league.
Yeah.
Like, that's the average quarterback.
Yeah.
But he was also really fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he
Exactly.
could do what most quarterbacks could not do, which is run after making
Yeah.
that first read. And it's the same thing with Michael Vick. Drop back, oh, he's not there, pew, and
Yeah.
30 yards. There we go. So,
Do that sound again?
Pew.
So I want to talk about the team that I think is like the clear-cut favorite to win the Super Bowl now. I have to change my prediction because Aaron Rodgers went down. Green Bay's not winning it. But Patriots, I think.
Wait, who called that?
Did you call the Patriots?
Come on,
It's
man.
not a tough call.
Come on,
It's not tough, but you look at
after the first 4
You-
weeks, you guys are looking at me like,
hey, you look at the way the NFL is now,
wait for it, let those grits cook.
and you look at the other good teams, and I don't look at those other good teams
That's right.
like they could beat the Patriots. And barring injury, I just think it's going to be another boring, like we're going to go to Todd's house, who called in today because he has a doctor's appointment, in case you guys were wondering, and you haven't seen him in 3 months, but he did call in today.
Has it
People
been
like
3?
Todd
I
who?
feel like it's been
Todd who?
like literally since May.
Pretty much, since he got engaged 2 years ago. He hasn't been on the show. But shout out to Todd. He'll be back one day. 2018.
I'm sure there's people that listen and watch, and they
Who
are
are
really
any of these
looking for
people?
that Mets coverage. Really
Todd-
want to
hey,
hear about Noah Syndergaard.
gosh.
Todd shut it down when Thor shut it down on the Mets. That was it. Once that happened,
man.
he wasn't coming out the hole anymore.
I don't know how
He'll be back
baseball
on the
got.
field closer.
That's our baseball segment, sponsored by Todd. Sponsored by Todd and his wife. What were we saying before that? Oh, the Patriots. Yeah, they're the clear-cut favorite right now. They destroyed the Raiders, who were obviously struggling as well in Mexico.
And then Belichick basically destroyed the whole country of Mexico on the way out. It's like,
What
I don't
happened?
think we're ever going to need to come back here again. It's terrible.
Did he say that?
Oh, he didn't say exactly that,
Well,
but
yeah, I mean, did
he
he?
basically ran down the whole process of playing there.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Oh, Belichick.
I didn't hear that. And they have what 4 more years of going to Mexico. Like they have a contract
going.
until like
I like
2021.
I'd rather see people go to Mexico than fly to London. Mexico,
London's
at least,
ridiculous.
Mexico
Yeah.
at least is still same time zone, and it's literally
And
only
honestly,
a
their
4-hour
fans
flight.
are a lot
Bortles
more
likes
excited.
that trip to London. That's the only place he's good.
Well,
Well,
the
you know.
Jags like it because what's their name? The owner's name.
Shad Khan?
You're always on top of it. Yes, Shad Khan. He
Ask
like,
me about
he-
something important, though.
Yeah.
Got nothing for
there's
you.
no information outside of sports knowledge. That's great. But he basically accepted that mantle of we'll go every year.
Yeah.
And
If
literally,
I was Blake Bortles, I'd be commissioning to move over there because I mean he looks like a good quarterback when he plays there.
He's like, can we start NFL Europe again, please?
they are.
Are they?
Yeah. It's coming
Okay.
back in some version of its
Well,
former.
a
Can I bring
version.
my Ryan Fire jersey back out?
Oh my! Do you really have one of
No.
those? Oh my gosh! Simple fact that you remembered
Josh
that
got
again.
excited.
Again, it's impressive.
Yeah. He has unnecessary knowledge in that brain.
I don't remember half the teams. I remember the Fire.
Lot of knowledge,
just-
lot of pettiness. That's
lot of knowledge and
that's
pettiness
what,
by Dave.
That's what goes in here.
Unnecessary knowledge and pettiness by Dave. And
my
I think we have a
goodness.
petty story today. I think the walk home from Hard Rock's going to
Yeah, I
be
think
at the end of the show.
I think I said I'd break that out
Yeah.
last show.
So we'll have that for you today at the end of the show.
Oh
So,
man.
so yeah, I really, I hate the Patriots, but I like them for the Super Bowl because I just don't see any of these teams that are playing good, beating them. I mean, I don't know,
Can I ask
I don't
you
know.
why
Go
you
ahead.
hate the Patriots?
because it's the Patriots.
Like,
It's one of those things you don't like the teams that always win.
See, I'm a
If
Bills
it's
fan.
not-
I
if
don't
it's
even
not your
hate the
team.
Patriots.
I think
You just have to reach a point of respect at this point.
Hey,
and
respect,
that's where I
respect
finally
and
hate
hate are two
Wait,
different
wait,
things. I
wait,
respect,
wait.
but I hate.
Wait a minute. We are missing one big factor in Patriots hate.
Oh,
Okay.
the
They
cheating.
have been
cheat all the time.
proven caught cheating multiple times.
Hold on.
Hey,
You can
not
give the one.
you
Hold
ain't
on.
not
you ain't
two,
you ain't
Hold on.
cheating.
not
you ain't trying.
three.
I'm not I'm not counting the ball deflating thing. That was garbage.
That was whack.
There are
That
five
was
more
garbage.
times outside of. You can throw out 5 times.
We
they've
all
been
know
caught,
that-
and
we
we
all
have
know
five
that
more
What are the
the-
five? Is Spygate?
The Spygate thing was 100%. That's
Spygate
known.
was. I didn't know I
Spygate,
couldn't do that.
Spygate again.
That was the
Spygate
most
again.
gangster moment in history. He's like, I didn't know that.
That
I
is the
couldn't do
typical
that.
white man
That-
response.
yes,
when
yes,
caught doing
100%.
anything.
What do you-
But
I
guess
didn't
what?
know I
They
couldn't
they
do that.
unleashed hell
course I
after
could.
that.
Stop being
They
racist.
unleashed hell
Of
that
course.
year.
What do you mean I couldn't do that?
What do you mean I'm white?
You know,
Your
I'm white and
Your white
over-
privilege is showing.
I'm white and over 40. What are you talking about?
we have hundreds
This
of
is
years
American.
of proof that we
This
get
is
away
the
with
American
this
way.
stuff. We get hundreds of years of proof that that's okay. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know.
Manifest destiny. I'm gonna take it just because.
Here's my wrist. Slap it. Let's move on from this.
That's exactly
Oh
what
my
happens.
goodness.
My thing is,
funny.
once you get caught so many times, like I'm 100% the Patriots are cheating right now. They just haven't been caught yet.
Yeah.
But I think all the teams are cheating. I think
Some-
all the teams do the
Sometimes
same
you have to
stuff.
catfish them to get caught. We'll talk about that later.
No, don't bring that up.
Oh,
Don't. Bring
we're
that
not
up.
bringing it up?
Well, if you're talking about what I'm thinking, you're talking about. Don't bring that up. I literally hit him up today.
Oh.
Yeah, leave it.
I mean,
alone.
he's on the flyer.
Leave it alone.
He's on the flyer.
Let me
It's
double check
all over the
that.
news. So,
I
I
think
mean, if
any-
you want him to call in and
Any-
no.
Any
if you
professional.
need to leave the room during
Ray,
that
Ray,
segment.
Ray, I loved you in Seattle.
Oh,
But,
man.
Hey man, Jesus Shuttlesworth.
So let's wrap up the NFL real quick. The Broncos are horrible. They're starting Paxton Lynch finally this week. They're not going anywhere. Their season's
yeah,
done.
that's
So they just need to have
But
that,
you look at all
play
these
that
teams.
quarterback
Like,
carousel.
look at the matchups we're probably going to get on that first weekend. It's like there's not a team worth watching. It's like you're sitting there. Philly's playing really well. I don't know if Carson Wentz or Doug Peterson as head coach are ready for that kind of spotlight. But I mean, is that the other favorite at this point? That's the thing. But I was asking somebody the other day. It's like, would you take the Patriots to the field? It's like, well, the field is 31 other teams, so you
Yeah.
have to take the field. It's like, okay, can you pick one of those teams that you'd pick over the Patriots?
Nope.
No.
nah.
Not in a 2-week showdown where Belichick gets to diagnose your team for
Hey.
2 weeks. I
Yeah.
just don't.
I mean, that's the thing. They are good. The Patriots are good. Like you can't argue that fact. It's just hard to say they're good when they keep getting
Well,
caught cheating.
Look,
Like,
this is
but-
my thing. This is
yeah.
my thing because, like, trust me, I lived in Massachusetts and I was there when those fools were going undefeated.
Yeah.
And like in Boston, everyone in Massachusetts was feeling like they were the center of the sports universe because the Red Sox had just won, the Patriots were about to win, the Celtics won that year,
Yeah.
and the Bruins won. If the Patriots would have went undefeated, like I would have had to move earlier than I ended up moving from Massachusetts. Like those people were crazy.
It was bad.
So when they lost, it was like, good, you deserved it. But after when it gets down to it though, like everyone look, if Tom Brady could go play for your team right now, would you accept him?
Of course.
Of course you would.
Of course.
Of course you would.
There's
So
no-
it's like it gets to the point where it's like I can't hate out on you because who's your wife? Oh yeah, that's right. Your wife is Giselle. Wait, your wife is worth more than you, and you're worth $300 million.
Huh.
Jesus Christ! All right, well that works.
Yeah.
You know, like
But
they're well coached. I mean, they might be well cheated, but they are also well coached.
See, that's what stings so bad is Bill Belichick, hands down, probably the best coach that we've seen in the last 20 years or so.
I think you
right?
gotta,
I mean, it's
you gotta put it
arguable.
all time on.
Tom Brady. That's my point. Tom Brady, best quarterback since who? Joe Montana. You want to argue who's better?
You mean Joe Montana?
Joe Montana. I mean, literally. That's how far you have to go back, and that's the argument you have because nobody else is as close as being that great to Tom Brady.
But you can't even make that argument. The problem is they've eliminated the argument. That's why everybody will always continue.
Yeah.
It's Tom Brady's been to 7 Super Bowls, won 5, and every other year, outside of being injured, he's basically in the conference title game.
Yeah.
So
But
every year,
seriously,
they're a game away
But
from
that's
the Super
why
Bowl.
I hate them because with all that greatness, they still cheating, man.
Hey, look,
that just
look,
stings.
I think
My-
everybody's
look,
cheating.
my-
I think
my
everybody
girl,
pays more
look, so,
attention.
I
to
agree.
that.
I agree. Everybody
My
cheats.
girlfriend
Everybody
asked me
cheats.
the other day. She was like, "Literally, how good have the Patriots been?" I was like, "Well, let's see. They've been like literally at the top of their division since I was in high school.
Forever.
That's crazy.
It's been a long time.
That's
Since-
16 years,
since,
dog.
since
That's
2000,
crazy.
2001.
Since 2000,
when they went to the Super Bowl against
have-
the Rams, they have not.
They
been
have
at
not missed
top.
the playoffs
Yeah, they have
once.
not, right.
They have also they've won the division every year outside of the one time when Matt Castle had a flare up and then went and stole money. Like they are great.
Yeah,
like
there's-
I don't care how you
there's
flip
no-
it, how you spin it.
No,
I don't care. I don't wish to cheer for them, but I have to. You gotta eventually just sit down and kiss the ring and say they're good.
But it's almost like why do people hate Kobe? It ain't because you just hate Kobe. It's because he's great. Why do people hate Michael Jordan? Of course, right now compared to LeBron
I don't know how many
James,
people hated Michael Jordan.
This
That was a little different.
trust me.
There were a lot
I
of haters.
remember Michael Jordan playing, and the same hate LeBron James. Maybe not as
No,
bad.
never
But there
was on that level.
there was hate that Michael Jordan's a ball hog. Michael Jordan this, Scottie Pippen that. There was hate for the Bulls when they were winning.
Maybe from the
People
Knicks, but they
hate-
would still cheer for him when he
People
dropped 50.
hate greatness. They just hate when that greatness is not on their team.
I
But I
think
think
Jordan
you-
is different.
but see, the thing is,
Now
I think you
he
hate
is,
it
but I
more
think
now,
back
and I
then-
think Jordan would be hated by a lot of people now,
Social media.
mainly because of social media.
Yeah.
Exactly, because all of the things that like these guys get scrutinized for, Jordan did a lot of stuff.
oh, sure.
Jordan's gambling stuff would all be
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
All
Could
this
you
other Jordan
imagine
stuff.
that with social media, the gambling thing? And then, unfortunately, when his father died, people were blaming it on like a gambling debt and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Could you imagine like that pressure with social media? It would
well,
have been
the
way
Jordan
different.
cry face
Yeah.
would have been
Oh,
a
it would've
whole different
been way
beast.
different.
But
Right, yeah.
I mean,
But let's wrap up this NFL.
all right.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Let's wrap up the NFL. Cowboys, and I'm gonna tell you right now.
As he continues.
Well, I'm wrapping it up. That's how you wrap it up. You wrap it up by talking about the end of it. The Cowboys got whooped by the Eagles,
What a
who
surprise.
look really good right now. But Dallas looks bad. They got some injuries. Zeke
Yeah,
looks more
that-
valuable to that team
That
than
Zeke freak is gone.
yo.
that was another daggone win
and that's
for the
making Dak
Redskins.
look a little more like Clark Kent than Superman.
Yeah.
Because everybody was so high on Dak, and now is it like, when you have a great running back like that, are you really that good of a quarterback?
Well, remember, so many things on their offense was predicated on run pass options
Yeah.
and run pass look. So when
Right.
You got
that
no
threat
run.
is gone,
Yeah.
When there is no run.
there's no run.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, so you're gonna actually have to spread this ball
Yeah.
around. Back to Dave's point, he doesn't make his reads. He you know what I mean. He's only dropping back. He's only going 3-step drops. He's not dropping back.
Yep.
So yeah, it
And I'm
kinda is
saying
what
it right
is.
here, right now. Zeke is still out 4 more games, right?
That's right.
4 more games.
No Redskins. That's right.
They have a Thursday game, trying to bounce back off
have
their
back-to-back.
Sunday night loss.
Back to back Thursdays, I believe.
Really?
I
No.
believe.
They can't do that to him.
No. Excuse me. The Redskins, we play on Thursday, and then they play on Thursday. So I think we
Okay.
both.
Yeah,
Both
so
of
I'm saying it right now. Cowboy fans are going to hate me, but Cowboys are not going to make the playoffs. I see them winning maybe one of these 4 games.
I can't
they're
even
not
argue with
winning
that.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, who are they playing on Thanksgiving? Who are they playing this week?
They play. Who knows?
It doesn't matter. Other than Cowboy fans, nobody is going to argue with
knows?
that. I mean, even if they go to the playoffs, it's
They
just
play
going
the
to be like
Chargers
the
on
last
Thanksgiving, by the
20
way.
years.
Chargers
Like,
at
yeah.
home. Oh,
Chargers,
Commercial.
you get Chargers, Redskins, Giants, Raiders, Seahawks, Eagles.
Their schedules.
there's
easy.
there's that many games.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking
Well,
about
he's-
you're talking about
he's-
the
he
schedule.
gave the full
Yeah.
schedule.
I thought you were talking about like
The four.
I thought you were talking about
so they
Thanksgiving
should
schedule.
they should lose to the Chargers, especially with that pass rush. So that's a loss.
Yeah,
Josh, you calling the Redskins Cowboys? What are you calling on that one?
that's in
Redskins
That's
Dallas.
in
gotta win.
Dallas.
Redskins got to win.
Dallas has a lot of home games. in
Okay,
a
so
row.
we'd say that's 2 losses, maybe.
Redskins have to get that win though.
Maybe.
The Giants have nothing left to do but like
But
ruin,
spoil
But
people.
mess
ruin it for
things
them.
up for people.
But ruin people's
but that's
lives.
and that's
That's
in
what
New
makes me
York,
nervous.
right?
Yeah, it's in New York,
That's
but
in
I
New
would
York.
pick the Cowboys in that game only because at a certain point the Giants need to continue to lose
Yeah.
because they have no chance of going anywhere.
Yeah.
Does them no good. However, who knows? Raiders, that's a win for the Cowboys. The Raiders are cooked right now. Seahawks, that's a loss. At Eagles, that's a definite loss.
Definitely
Yeah.
loss. Yeah.
Well,
So,
wait,
Cowboys
they-
aren't going to the playoffs.
They finished the season at the Eagles.
Finish season at the
That
Eagles.
that may
New
not
Year's
be
Eve.
that may not be a loss though because the Eagles might
Eagles might be sitting
already have
everybody.
had everything sewn up. They only have one loss right now.
But here's the thing: if it takes,
But that's
if that's a game that determines if Cowboys go to the playoffs or not, Eagles are going to play hard.
Well,
And I
the
was just
guys-
going to say that's a division game, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah,
but
yeah.
guys,
Oh,
here's
no,
Eagles are gonna
shoot,
beat
here's
them.
it.
here's where you
Eagles
have
are
to
gonna
really look at it though. Okay, so the Eagles are in the playoffs. They're 9-1.
Yeah, no, they're
We're calling
fine.
that
They're
one.
there.
They're fine.
So you have 5 other spots to fill. Okay.
Yeah.
The Rams are 7-3. I'm going to say the Rams probably going to win that division.
Seattle's
Seattle's 6-4, so
yeah,
that's
they're-
2 spots.
Yeah,
Okay. The Vikings
are 8-2.
8-2.
Yeah,
that's
that's
3
good.
spots. The Saints are 8-2.
8-2.
That's 4 spots.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we're talking now.
2 spots.
We're talking. Well, no, you had the Eagles, Rams, Seahawks, Vikings, Saints. That's 5 teams. So between the Cowboys, Redskins, I'm not going to say the Cardinals. There's no chance. Lions, Packers, not without Aaron Rodgers. Panthers at 7-3, by the way,
We're not getting in.
and Falcons.
that NFC South is
The NFC South. I mean,
We're not
with the
getting in.
exception of Tampa Bay,
Tampa Bay.
that the rest of those teams all have a legitimate
Yeah.
playoff claim. I mean, you could even live in a world where maybe you could talk yourself into the Seahawks not making it in.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the injuries they have on their defense,
But
I'm not
I-
sure if they make it in.
I don't see any way the Cowboys get in. If they get in,
Yeah.
they're getting cooked real fast anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's just like the last 22 years. So
And listen, I hate the Cowboys, so it's not like I'm sad about this in any way, shape, or form.
There's nobody sat in this building
Nope.
right now with the Cowboys not making it.
Nope.
But, at least we're giving Cowboys an excuse, or Cowboys fans excuses. You know what I'm saying? You don't have Zeke.
Oh, don't
But
worry.
There's
they,
not an
they
excuse.
Have
They have a
those.
great offensive
Well, I
line to
know
run
that,
behind.
but we're-
I don't want to
they-
hear any
e-
excuse.
Trust me.
every year though they get a new excuse. It's
Exactly.
always
They still have
Hey,
Darren-
Zeke,
they still have
stop
Darren
hitting
Mc-
women and being a horrible human being.
thank
How
you.
about that one?
there you go.
maybe there's a thought.
Let's actually have some accountability.
Yeah, how about that?
Yep.
And you know what? Wear a shirt that goes all the way down.
Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Thank you.
Nobody's
That's-
looking for that.
Be a man. Wear a man
Be
shirt.
a man.
I haven't liked it. I
You
haven't
wear
liked them
crop
since then.
tops. You wear crop
Stop
tops.
with the hashtag crop tops.
Stop.
Listen, I have to hate Zeke. He's a Buckeye and a Cowboy.
It's triple hate.
Going to hell.
Wow.
And a horrible person. I mean, there's nothing to like about him.
Switch seats with.
He has
Wait a
he
minute.
has
With
no
Steve. Wait a
redeeming
minute.
qualities whatsoever.
Hey, days and
He'll be gone off the earth one day, and it'll be a good day.
Wow.
the power
That's
of
right.
hate has transferred from this seat to
No,
Dave's
Dave-
The
seat.
hate is always in my seat.
Dave-
Never
Dave-
forget.
Dave always has it. Dave always
Never
has it.
forget.
So, yo, we're going to switch up right now and transition from the NBA, from the NFL to the NBA. Sponsored by, there we go. Sponsored by the legendary Ball Stars.
My boy, it's gonna be legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Yeah, the legendary Ball Stars.
I like it.
Sponsored right now, right here for the NBA segment. And man, so much stuff going on in the NBA.
Just not tonight. One game.
One game tonight. I love this season though, man. Like
Oh, it's good.
this season has been so fun to watch. And there are many times where there's like 5 games going on NBA League Pass, and I'm like, I don't know which one I want to watch. Usually I have like,
Fire Stick.
obviously can you watch them all at once?
You wouldn't want to.
You can hit back.
You advocating this illegal stuff on the show.
I just bounce around on a lot of them. That's the
man.
key.
Yeah, and that's kind of but that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know which game you want to watch. Usually you have like 2 or 3 teams that you're like that you stick with.
Sure.
You have your team, and then you pick 2 other teams.
Well, I think even in the NBA, it's not even so much teams. You're looking at like players.
players.
Like it's
Yeah.
I
I
legitimately
have to watch Joel Embiid.
That's exactly.
I
this
have
year,
to.
it's like I need to see what Embiid and Simmons
And
are doing.
Simmons, yeah.
I need to
That
see
was
what Giannis
hilarious.
is doing. I see that the Knicks are having a good game. It's like maybe Kristaps is going off again. You know, there's been so many individual players to just tune in for.
Yeah.
It's so
Yep.
exciting.
It's very true.
It's a great year, and we keep mentioning it. It's like the young player takeover in the
Yep.
NBA. We're seeing that transition. LeBron is still killing it, though.
Good Lord.
Man, 16, and we're starting to see some teams that started off good, like in the NFL, that are starting to show who they are now, which Pistons are one of them. I think we mentioned that a week ago when they only had like 2 losses, and now they're down to like 5 or 6 losses already.
Clippers.
Clippers 9 in a row. Lost 9 in a row.
I wonder how Doc hasn't been able to turn that around.
And here's the thing.
He might have tickets for you though. You could still be on that bandwagon.
Hey,
Doc already lost.
Tickets are available.
tickets are always available.
Doc
Clipper Darryl has your hookup.
Doc
right now.
already lost one of his jobs. Is he going to lose another job?
Oh, it's coming.
No.
Is he done this year? Do you think
got
he?
it.
Do you think he could last this whole year?
Sure. Oh no, he's definitely not getting fired mid-season. Who are his assistants? That's always the first look. It's not like he has Tibbs or
Once
or
they're out
Mike
of the
Brown
playoffs,
anymore.
One and Frank is like in the front office now.
Yeah. and
Or of course they could
Lawrence-
just drop Frank right in there.
Yeah, they could.
They could. I think Lawrence. Look, Lawrence is like, I'm getting $4 million to not be seen. I'll chill.
Yeah, I'm taking that job.
I don't think he's gonna pull a Popovich. Does anybody remember that Popovich did that? Anybody else
What's
remember that? That Popovich started as like the GM, and then just was like the
Oh,
coach
yeah.
sucks and stepped down
Yeah.
and became the greatest
So
coach of all time.
their other assistants are Mike Woodson, who's terrible,
yeah.
owner of the weirdest goatee in history.
That's the greatest goatee. It's a strong goatee.
Brendan
Strong.
O'Connor, Armand Hill, and all-time great dancer Sam Cassell.
Oh gosh, I didn't know
Sam
Cassell was still there.
He is
Cassell.
still there.
I know
Because
he's
didn't know he
Sam
was
Sam
still
went there.
alive.
Sam went there with
Whoa.
Paul Pierce when Paul because Sam was the assistant coach for the Wizards, and they were kind of pumping him
Okay.
to be like the next.
Well,
head
we
coach.
already know
He's been an assistant for a lot of
there's
teams.
spots waiting for Doc on the golf course and at ABC, ESPN whenever he feels like walking.
I don't
in
know
there.
if his
Oh,
voice
I
is going to
pray.
last.
I
I don't know
pray.
if that voice translates well on the radio. He just kind of talks like this all the
Yeah,
time.
but
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, they love him though.
His
They
voice
love
is
him.
almost
I don't know
But
why they
who
love.
would listen to that for hours on
Yeah, I don't
end?
know. I don't know if that
Tell
will
you,
last.
Paul Pierce has been pretty good this year.
It's
I like Paul.
Paul's not
Paul's
bad.
stepping
I like
into
Paul.
it now.
Paul's
he's
not
he's
bad.
getting better. I think when Paul will finally reach a point where he lets loose a little bit.
Yes.
I could tell he's holding back on some
Yes.
people still.
Uh,
It's coming though.
he's
some-
from Compton, man.
some,
you know, he's
uh,
trying not to be too black.
some
on
of
the
some,
radio.
no some like I feel the same way about Randy Moss. Like Randy Moss, like I feel like he's always trying to filter himself, and it's like
But see, we
let
need.
it hang out.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but NBA TV used to have this Tuesday night thing that was Weber and Gary Payton.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
best basketball coverage of all time because they went
They
at
just go
everybody,
in at people.
and it was pure nonsense.
That's
It barely felt produced.
Yeah.
And Gary Payton
They
would
had
say-
no mics.
Gary Payton would come at somebody horribly
Yeah.
every week.
But
Every-
look,
Gotta give it up to
and
Peyton.
you want to know why? Because Gary is to his core, Gary's still hood. Like nobody's coming to check
Yeah.
for Gary.
No.
Like Gary can
I
say
mean-
whatever he wants because when it comes down to it, he's gonna look like Gary gave me the scariest look in China that I'll never forget, and he meant it.
Hey,
like
he's-
some people are real.
he's
with it.
Oakland royalty
That's
forever.
right.
Look,
That's
man,
right.
there's some people where it's like, what you gonna do? Fight me?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
like that's what
I'm
it comes
right here.
to. Like, I'm gonna say what I want to say. If you don't like it, fight me. Oh, you don't want to fight me?
Then-
well,
then-
shut up.
then
Like, you know
that's
what
it.
I mean? That's it. You know?
Yeah, I'm just sad that they stopped doing that. That was good.
Well, they got Weber, broadcasting games now, and
He's got a mohawk, like he's
Does he?
started. Oh yeah,
Haven't seen that.
he started taking his looks. A
He's
little bit more
corporate
serious.
Chris now. I don't like
That's-
corporate Chris.
you don't like
I
corporate
like
Chris?
Fab Five Chris.
Oh, that Chris ain't never coming back.
No, he's dead.
He's gone.
he burnt the bridges on all sides.
Because that was the fake Chris. All that Tuesday night, that was fake Chris. Now we get the real Chris Webber. Chris Webber's fake.
Wow.
Chris Webber's fake.
Hashtag Chris Webber is fake.
He is. He's fake.
Hashtag
Wow,
Dave,
dude.
I am guilty by association.
Look
with
at
you,
look at
brother.
all. Hold on. Look at the whole rest of the Fab Five. Look at the whole rest of the Fab Five. All still close. All still together.
Yeah.
The one that actually got them in trouble doesn't
Yeah.
talk to anybody. And they all reached out to him. He
Because he's
remember
in denial.
the
He's in
NCAA
denial.
title game a few years ago upset me deeply.
Yeah,
Because
that was unfortunate.
he was there. They were all there. There's 4 guys sitting together, like cheering for everything, all together. Chris Webber's up in a box.
In
and
case
didn't
you
wanna
missed
talk
his
to
rant
anybody.
3 weeks ago on the show.
Yes.
We are.
I'm sorry. I
revisiting
go back to this one a lot.
That one hurt. That one.
But
that
this
one
is
did
the
hurt.
same guy that was linked to Tyra Banks before she was crazy and like got all upset at the
Before
reporter. It's like,
she was
what are you mad
crazy.
about? What are you mad about?
Before she was crazy.
Well, she probably was crazy. We just didn't know.
Maybe he made her.
I
Crazy.
think
I got some stories on Tyra Banks. I'll
Yeah,
leave that alone.
yeah,
That's all
exactly.
fair. That's all
we
fair.
could have someone come in on the show for that one.
that too.
yeah.
Those stories as well.
Yeah.
I had personal stories.
It's Tyra Banks, fool. Bring Little Penny back.
Oh my gosh, kids don't even know how. Like they don't even make good commercials like that anymore.
No, they don't.
Come on, you guys are sounding like the old man.
No, but
Old
I
man
mean,
on the porch.
No, legitimately though. Like,
Well, no, those Uncle Drew commercials were good, but then they decided to make a movie out of it, and then
Yeah.
that's where they lost.
that's
me.
when they lost.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Cliff Paul's finally done.
Is it?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they had the last.
Oh,
they
yeah,
have the
Cliff
last
Paul.
commercial out that's very
Yeah, 'cause
like
he
just
moved.
boring.
Is
Yeah,
all,
it was
Yeah.
all state.
Like
yeah.
I'm done.
I thought they were done with those years ago. I didn't know they still.
Yeah,
had them.
they
No.
should have been.
I
done
thought they
from
were
the
done with Chris
start.
Paul.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah,
people are.
yeah.
Most
They
people are.
look. It actually got
Houston already
worse
is.
because remember he had to promise DeAndre Jordan that he would get him some extra cash off the court, and then DeAndre.
Well,
was
they
in a
had to
wig.
after they kidnapped him. Do you
Where-
think DeAndre's still happy about that?
No.
I mean,
Well-
him and Blake are close.
Hey, you want to know what I saw the other day though?
What'd you see?
On Bleacher Report, starting to talk about DeAndre Jordan being the number 3 available prospect.
Oh,
Hey,
he's good. He's out there.
Let's do it.
Trust me,
Ooh.
DeAndre is available.
I
DeAndre
want
is very
Marcin
available.
Gortat
Yeah.
for DeAndre.
Yeah.
You might see it. You might
Those
you might
Wizards,
you might
those
get
Wizards
your
get a little bit
might
more
get your wish.
feistier. They might get feisty.
Well, Doc,
honestly, if-
Doc isn't in the front office anymore, so you're not pulling off anything that good.
Well, and here's the thing too though. If Clippers keep struggling like this, like you have to start making some trades.
Oh, it's fire sale time.
because
start clearing house. I like it.
Yeah.
they started out 5-2. They started out 5-2.
Something like that.
Oh, or like
They-
5-1. I feel like.
Yeah.
They've lost 9 in a row.
Well, it couldn't have happened to a better person than Patrick Beverly. What can we say?
Whoa.
Wow.
The hate seed
Still
is hot.
mad about the
Who-
Russell Westbrook injury.
The hate seed
that
is
was
hot
dirty
right
as can
now.
be. Dirty.
Who
Wow.
peed in your cornflakes this morning,
real.
Dave?
I don't care, man. Patrick Beverly is just antagonistic. Listen, solid NBA player, decent defender, dirty.
Hey, look here,
Dave
man.
is a Sith
Look,
Lord
Okay,
today.
Doesn't
here.
get clean.
He's a Sith, not the
He's a
Sith
Sith
Lord.
Lord.
No, look, I'll put it to you like this.
Palpatine
I'll put it to you
looking.
like this. He's General Palpatine. I'll put it to you like this before the destroyer takes us all out.
Death Star Dave over there.
Not bad.
That's
that
the
one-
permanent
that's
nickname.
actually a good
I
one.
came in
the
fully
permanent
operational today.
That's the permanent nickname. Death Star Dave.
Warm up the proton torpedo.
Yeah.
But no, it's just, to Patrick Beverly. Look, I respect anybody. If you get in the league and you had no business being in the league, and you figure out a way to make a niche for yourself, like Brandon Jennings, he tried to become the little hard, hood guy. He's a $175, like
Yeah.
soaking wet, like for those kind of guys.
Oh, I don't disrespect him. I'm
You
just
know-
saying he's dirty.
yeah, it is what it
Yeah.
is.
I like having some dirty players in the NBA though.
You need them.
Not when they hurt.
Just don't hurt
No,
my
you don't-
guys.
you-
not when they hurt.
Hold on. You remember you said
Not that
Bruce
type of
Bowen?
dirty.
I didn't like how Bruce Bowen in the NBA. I mean,
think
I like
Bruce-
him less on the commentary, but I
You-
mean,
you don't
Bruce
like his
Bowen,
bow
Bruce
tie,
Bowen
bro?
was the dirtiest player in the league for years on end. Would just
Hey.
come underneath guys' legs.
Look.
You can't do
Yeah.
that.
Look. Well, no, that was before that rule was instituted.
There shouldn't have been a rule. See, that's
that's a foul.
That's
A
where
foul's
you
a foul.
needed to let the fighting stuff off of there, because guys were hamstrung. Because you
Yeah.
know, if it was back in the day, if he goes against any players from that league a few years before
and that's why
that,
it didn't happen back then because you could fight the dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
you come underneath. I'm not going to say because he wouldn't be like out there shooting jump shots. Come underneath Charles Oakley.
Oh,
See
you
how
don't-
that would have worked
You
out
don't
for you.
need to come underneath Charles Oakley. He's guarding himself. He's self-check.
But what I'm saying,
self-check.
I'm just saying, or just
Do
if
something dirty
You
like-
could have
to
done
somebody
that
like
when
that,
Charles
yeah.
Oakley was
Yeah,
still
yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Charles Oakley
Oh.
would have knocked you out for a teammate.
He fighting security guards now. He ain't
Yeah.
even playing. I mean, he ain't met
Yeah.
Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley almost fought about 17 fans in the Big Three.
But I
this
mean,
summer.
you know, there's a
Looking
bunch
like
of
Neo
there's a
in the
bunch of
Matrix.
dudes out there that never. I mean, Bruce Bowen deserved to get knocked out multiple times.
Look,
Yeah.
Bruce was my guy. I got nothing bad to say
Yeah.
about Bruce. Look, I understand. Look, I'll put it to you like this. I understand
Good player, good
Guy-
defender, can hit a corner three.
guys making a niche for themselves in the league. You got to do whatever you got to do. And
Not
he
when it
well,
comes to hurting people.
But I'll
Not when
put
it
it to
comes
you.
to
I'll
hurting
put it to you
people.
like this. He became known as a defender, and he did whatever he had to do to be a defender for his team. And then as he went on, his role expanded, and he became a corner 3-point shooter. Like, that's what his team needed. That's what they rallied around with him. He got paid from it.
Yeah.
He would have been out of the league had he not been. He become the player that
But
you.
here's-
But you
despise.
don't need to be underneath people's feet when
So
they're
he-
coming
so
That
down.
wasn't a
here's-
rule though.
So here's my
wasn't
here's,
a rule.
here's my
Doesn't mean-
question though.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it's not about it
Unwritten
being,
rule.
But it wasn't a rule.
But look, it's not about it being a rule. Like there's a level of dirty that kind of crosses the line, right? So like Boogie Cousins, elbows Russell Westbrook.
That was
to me.
that was not a throw.
He
out
shouldn't
of
have
the
been
game.
thrown out.
To me,
I'm a Thunder fan. He shouldn't have been thrown out.
Oh,
for that.
okay, all right.
To me,
No, absolutely not.
that's a dirty play. He elbowed him on purpose. Should he have been thrown out? We can argue about that later. But that, to me, is not going to put Russell Westbrook, or it shouldn't at least, out of the next
it's
2
not
or
at
3
all, Russ
games
flop.
or for 2
But
weeks.
listen,
Russ put
you know
himself
what
in
I'm
a
saying?
position to fall
Listen
down.
with
As
the elbows though, with a big man.
Thank you.
You know not to go at a big
That's
when he has the
exactly
ball.
right.
Right.
But
you
he
know
has to
not to
protect
go
his space.
at a
He
dude's
has to
balls.
protect his
You're,
space.
you're,
That's not
you're
dirty.
allowed to turn around
So-
a little
It's
so
not
bit.
look,
dirty.
so
He's
look.
owning his space.
You're allowed to
So
turn around.
he's owning the space. He is allowed to do that. But even with owning
gotta
your
get in that mic,
space, and
Steve.
even with
Get in the mic.
even with owning your space, even
you go.
with throwing elbows, there is still, as a big man, because I played a big man at some point, sometimes you are saying, this guy's close to me, he's about to catch an elbow.
Yeah.
It's not just I'm clearing my space
Oh,
out.
no, that's
it's,
what he
it's-
did yesterday.
Exactly. So
And
so
Westbrook
that,
knew he would do it.
So that
Yeah.
that's on
Don't
that's
come
on
in
the
here.
line. To me, that's not as dirty as stepping under somebody shooting a 3-point shot, where you're going to put them out for probably the whole playoffs. You see what I'm saying?
All right, I'll put it to you like this: as a coach, you want someone to close out and take away all airspace. Now, learning how to place your feet so someone doesn't land on your feet, that's really just like, I'd rather do that just because I don't want to hurt myself as well.
Yeah.
It's not so much about really being dirty. Like, people don't really do it necessarily just to land so you
Right,
fall
right,
and
right.
break something. That's not really what it's about. It's really about closing out to the point of, I'm not giving you this shot.
so where do we
so
draw the line of
That-
dirty,
and- but
of
that's- but that's-
acceptable
but that's-
dirty?
that's what I'm saying.
You see what I'm saying?
But,
To come
that's
on,
what I'm saying.
you
It's not
see?
so much of a like, oh, he did that on purpose. Like, it's like, no, man, he's closing out. Like when Jaja did that to Kawhi during the
Kawhi,
playoffs.
right.
That was on purpose.
Like,
Right.
no, but like, look, if it was, he was perfectly, like, he made it look. He acted.
He sold
perfectly-
it.
Yeah, he
He
sold
sold
the
it.
heck out of it if
Yeah.
it was, because he closed out. That is a good shooter. He was trying to attempt to take the shot away. He moved on to go start the break, and he came down on his foot. That to me is not something of warrant where it's like, oh, he's a horrible guy
listen,
and he throw him out of the league. Like,
But how many
and
times
the
you
thing
do
that
that?
bothered me was, as Spurs fans, it's like, you had Bruce Bowen all those years. Somebody coming at somebody's legs, you
Yeah.
can't say anything. You have no room to talk.
So how many times can Draymond hit somebody in the nuts before?
well, no, that's a well.
You see what I'm
I don't
saying?
think
Like,
I don't
like,
think they'll let
where-
him do that
like, this
anymore.
is the
It's
thing.
5 times before he gets suspended. by the way.
Where is the line? That's
5
all I
times
want
too
is
many.
a line.
It's
Like,
5 times and then you get suspended in the finals.
game
So
game
five-
6
In game
of the
4,
finals.
So
That was game.
It
That
was
was game
five,
6.
five, five.
Oh no, it was game
Yeah.
5.
Game 5.
He
Game
came
5.
back for game 6. They lost,
Yeah.
and then lost again.
Yeah.
Game 5 should have been over. Should have been a gentleman's
Yeah.
sweep.
well,
Oh,
And
it
if
would
it
have.
wasn't for Kyrie Irving, they still would have lost.
Hey, no, but
I mean, they
game,
would've
game
won.
7. If it wasn't for Golden State shooting Golden State shots for a whole game, they still would have won. But then KD doesn't move, so
Yeah.
que sera, sera.
Yeah.
you know.
Or
They're not too
Steph
sad
throwing
about
that behind the back pass to that fan in the front row.
Oh no, there were a lot of bad moves in that game.
That was a bad game for Golden State. But anyways, that was 5 years ago. But let's talk about what happened today. Yeah, that Cousins, he's he got ejected. Definitely should have been ejected.
Reputation call.
Reputation.
Yeah.
But they still won. They beat the Thunder. Thunder are struggling right now. How much longer do we keep seeing the Thunder struggle before we say like they're not going to get it together as a group?
I would bet you that with the way it's going, as somebody who watches every Thunder game I can,
yeah,
they're very close, and I'm not sure this is a bad thing. I think they're very close to a Billy Donovan firing.
When you have a big three like that, you have to think about that. You have to talk about that.
I mean, they've already signed up Russ, but they want it. They can keep Melo there next year if they want to. The goal is to keep Paul George. Paul George, some of these games is starting to look disinterested.
Very.
And that's where your problem is, because keeping Paul George, they can be a solid team. And they've given up huge leads. They gave up huge leads to Boston. They give up huge leads constantly lately. So the question becomes, at a certain point, you're clearly not the coach to make this work. I didn't think he was the coach to make this work in the first place. I thought there'd be some speed bumps. I thought they would be a little further along than they are now.
Had some speed mountains.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the losses they've had. And what's their home record right now? Do you know? Because I know they've lost some home games that, like you said, to Boston, who, they had a big lead.
Well, that was also a product of some Kyrie calls, too.
Yeah, and
Kyrie calls are a real thing.
We're going to talk about that because we had some last night, too, against Dallas that he had. But
Kyrie's not that good.
And you're right. Like, with Paul George, with already knowing that he wants to go back home to L.A., the Thunder have to do something special to even keep him there.
Yeah.
And if they're a mediocre team, he's not going to want to stay there at all.
Well,
I think it's either Western Conference Finals or Finals to keep Paul George there.
Oh wow. Well.
Yeah.
Well,
cancel
that's
Christmas
the thing.
on that.
Well, that's your thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're looking at it as Paul George, they're a half game better than the Lakers right now.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at when you look at that big three, they're not supposed to blow leads. They're supposed to keep building. Like they're the team in the West who, when you look at them on paper, are supposed to compete with Golden State. And right now,
and they haven't figured it out. Well,
they're not even close.
And it's still early.
Here's your problem. The home is not really a problem. They're 5-2 at home. Okay, not great. They're 2-8 in conference. They're 2-7 on the road.
2-8 in conference.
And in their own division,
because that's bad for tiebreakers.
0-5. They have not won a division game yet.
Whoa.
And who's their division? Their division is
Portland, Denver, Minnesota, and Utah.
They have a weak division.
It's been a handful of coaches fired on their birthdays and holidays lately. I got a feeling Benny Donovan is going to get a Christmas present.
I think Christmas present. I think you may see if they don't come out right tomorrow.
Let's see a Thanksgiving.
You might see some things.
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
We're thankful for
Warriors at home tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, they're not.
And
they're not ready for that right now. Now KD might not.
Durant might not play. So they're hoping he doesn't play.
Ankle, right? They're saying ankle.
Yeah, something like
that. Rest.
Yeah, exactly. That's like
you got to
something
denup
like
rest.
That.
I got it.
Because they won without him the other day, right?
Look, the Golden State
they
Warriors.
They won without Steph the other day.
Oh, is it without Steph? All right.
The Golden State Warriors. We have talked about this. They can lose any one of their players.
Yeah, and still
be fine. It's not until they start having wholesale changes that they start to lose. The
they can't lose Draymond.
Yeah, Draymond. That's the funny thing is, for all the greatness of Steph, Clay, and KD, Draymond is the thing that makes them go.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because his stats will just be okay.
I mean, he brings the defensive intensity, though, and that really matters a lot.
But also the ability to cover much bigger guys.
Yeah.
He is the guy who can get down low. He is their dirty player. He is the guy that will fight for the ball.
They got a couple on their team.
He will. But he's the leader of.
But
that. You know what I mean? He is the one who pumps those other guys up and gets them. I feel like.
I mean, he's made Kevin Durant who Kevin Durant is on the Warriors.
I think
Kevin Durant has way more attitude than he did in Oklahoma.
I think Kevin Durant was just hiding a lot of stuff. Kevin Durant was doing a lot of stuff for show back in the day.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that more so is you can even look at it. I think Draymond is what got Kevin Durant to the Warriors.
Definitely.
Because
I think Kevin Durant's even mentioned that before.
Yeah, he said because right after the finals, like basically Draymond's in the locker room. They just lost Game 7.
Called him up,
and he's just like, "Come on,
yeah,
let's go."
That's a big deal.
Tampering rules be damn. Let's do it.
Hey, I don't think there's any tampering rules.
There's no
for
player
players.
tam-
There's no
Yeah,
player
that's the thing.
tampering.
Well, now who cares?
There's no-
Everybody's
yeah.
tampering. I it's so funny that like a team actually got in trouble for that this
The
year.
Lakers.
With the Lakers got in trouble. It's like, really?
It's so
in the NBA now. Just
Yeah.
make it open season. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody
J-
already talks about it.
The best
Right.
player in the world owns an agency. Come on.
Yeah.
LeBron
about
is
it.
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
tampering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes, there's tampering going on in some way, shape, or form.
He is a hot mic.
I feel like there's going to be a Thanksgiving diss for LeBron today. I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not sure.
Oh, for
Okay.
sure.
So we are going to ask later on in the show what was it? Who would you not invite? Who'd be the last person you'd invite over for Thanksgiving? If they're knocking on your door, you just have to shut the door in the face. And well, we have to name one. Who's the number one most? And also the other question was, who are you thankful for? What athlete are you most thankful for? This is an active player. And so we're going to ask those questions a little bit later. If you want to talk to us about the NBA or anything else we're talking about, hit us up, 702-608-3259. We're talking about the NBA right now. Man, who do you love watching? Who do you hate watching right now? Steve, who you got, man? Who's on your NBA League Pass like top 2 right now?
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid. Man, his game last night. I watched almost that whole Philly game last night. Embiid got pushed barely, flew on the ground.
Best flop of all time.
Got up and called it technical before the ref even called it technical.
Best flop of all time.
And guess what?
He has to
After
be
the game, talked about how he flopped.
talked about.
It's gotta be
He's the
best flop.
He's
of
amazing.
all
Hey,
time.
hey, look, look.
I am praying every single day that he doesn't get hurt.
I pray for his health every day.
We were praying for a man's health.
We're praying for another dude.
That is
you have no
hilarious.
idea.
Every day.
Yes.
Every single day.
Yes.
I love
Thank
him.
you, Lord, for the Joel Embiid.
Let's actually pray right now. Lead us in prayer, Josh.
Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for good health
Yes.
And for Joel Embiid.
and for Joel Embiid's
Yes, Lord.
incessant craziness.
What a great creation he is. Oh my
Yes, he
goodness.
is.
And on the 8th day, God created Joel Embiid.
He didn't take the time to make him structurally sound, but he made him.
He did it kind of quick.
I'm gonna give you everything and nothing at the same time.
He didn't have a lot of time on that 8th day. His Uber was picking him up, and he had to go.
There had to be balance. There had to be balance.
Yeah. And seeing him and Simmons play together, like,
Oh.
it's so crazy because sometimes one of their stats, one of them has a really good stat line, but they get so overlooked by the other player that you're like, yo, what's going on here? Because and Simmons had another great game last night. He had his most points, his career high so far. And we got a caller live on the air. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what's up, Quan? This is B. This
What
is
up,
Brandon
B?
Holyman, man. What's good?
How's it going, man?
How you doing, man? I caught your show on just now. I was watching. I just got finished watching LeVar Ball's interview about
On CNN?
the thank you. Yeah. Donald wanted a thank you from LeVar, and LeVar didn't want to give him one. He said, what did he do?
Yeah.
LeVar was like, what did he do? I don't know what he did. I'm not going to give him a thank you if I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
You can come talk to me. Come talk to me first. What do y'all think, man?
Man, the LeVar thing, I mean,
I think I've turned all the way around on LeVar.
I
think it's
changed,
hilarious.
man.
I don't know about all the way, but I'm
they remind me
180
They
degrees.
remind me of each other, man. They're like the same person though.
But here's the
You
thing.
know,
LeVar Ball looks
LeVar
at
made
what
himself. That's the difference.
and LeVar
LeVar's self-made.
Yeah, LeVar is self-made, but he looks at what Trump does anyways. Everyone looks at Trump like,
That's
yo,
right.
if the president can do this,
Then
you
why
can't say
can't
nothing.
I?
You can't say nothing to me for doing it.
Right.
And it's all
Right.
about being trendy and getting out there and getting your name known on social media. And
that
LeVar Ball has
controversy,
done a
that
great job.
sensationalism is there, huh? That's a moneymaker.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
That's where the money's at. You know, he was on there. He was on there talking about happy Thanksgiving. I'm gonna send you some triple B. You know what I'm saying? Buy you some triple B. You know what I mean? So he just got publicity.
Yeah, definitely.
Off of
He
Donald
knows what he's
Trump
doing, man.
On some nonsense. I mean,
He got on CNN.
All
Like
this
he's
stuff
been on
going
all
on.
the sports
Well,
shows, and this
why-
fool got
why
on
is this dude-
CNN.
Yeah, he puts him on CNN. Why is this dude asking for a thank you? He just doing his job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If he even did anything, all I should say is like, hey, I got some kids. You at UCLA, man. You know what I mean? But he was already. It's bad, man. It's all bad. You know what I'm saying? And then he got Leonzalo, man. I mean, is his career over or what?
We'll see.
His career was never going to start.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see
was-
if he even get. Yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
I think you looking at LeVar Ball, where a year ago nobody knew his name, and now the guy's on CNN arguing with the president. I mean, there is.
Right.
I don't even know if I don't know if they came from complete rags, but I mean, it's definitely the modern day rags, the richest story.
Yeah.
When you look at
I
the
mean,
current
yeah,
state of politics.
Yeah.
Right.
So
where are we at? Where are we at, man?
But see,
I
that's the
mean,
problem.
Back in
We're
the day,
in an entertainment
back in the
world right
day,
now, B.
Back in the day, if I stole something, especially in China, on a basketball team, it's all bad. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, now they take that bad, they turn around, they make more money off of it. They look even better. And at the same time, you got our leader, our quote leader, looking like he's like, well, okay, that's it. I just can answer my own question. Reality stars look out for each other. Reality stars looking out for each other.
Hey.
Well, you looking at these kids got suspended indefinitely, but with LeVar Ball
should.
basically being, they should be suspended for sure. But with LeVar Ball being behind them, did they really lose? That's the question.
Exactly. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just like a moral question. If you're gonna put out the word for somebody like, hey, you know what, the good kids, they screwed up. Do you need to put it on? Do you need to act like that? Do you need to be like, oh, you owe me a thank you?
Definitely not.
In front
But
of the
that's
entire
Donald.
nation?
That's Donald being Donald, and that's the social media age we live in. Everyone needs a thank you. Everyone needs, to say something about it. Did Donald even really, do all that work that he thinks he
to
did?
me, it's
but
darker than that, though. I mean,
hey, B,
Exactly.
thanks.
And if he did, if he did, why would he want that praise? Why do you want praise for that?
Because it's Donald Trump.
You know what I'm saying?
He's always been like that.
One that's not necessarily the right thing to do. It's not necessarily the right thing to do to try to help those kids out.
Yep.
Two,
Well, hey,
if you do help those kids out,
how many you got?
what do you
How
want
many
to
you got,
thank
B?
you
How many
for?
you got, B? Go ahead.
What's good? What
No,
else?
I was just. How many points do you got?
Oh, I got 1,000,001. Man.
Okay.
my mind is scatterbrained right now. I don't know where I'm at. I'm watching this LeVar Ball interview. I watched his interview, and he was way out. I'm like, man.
I feel you, man. Well, hey, I need you to do something for me, man. Turn that off.
What's up?
And turn our show on and watch the rest of our show.
Hey, I'm going to holler back.
Hey, thanks for calling in, though, B, for real. You need to come up sometime.
All right, one.
All right, man. Yeah.
See, my
what were you gonna
worry
say,
is
Dave?
more so. This is yet another thing, though. The thing I hate about it. I mean, I love that it's just foolish people looking foolish, but
yeah,
it's another way of distracting from real Donald Trump problems.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with anything. Who cares?
Right.
At the end of the day, I
Right.
couldn't care less.
Right.
If
purpose does it serve?
LiAngelo Ball is in jail in China, it has no effect on my life.
At all. Yeah, at all.
Yeah.
Not a bit of an effect. If LeVar Ball went away tomorrow, it has no effect on my life. But
No thought.
They're gonna milk this story for everything that's worth. And yet again, it's just another play to the base. Let's go after another black family, another athletic family. So what's the easiest thing to do? They're black, so they're wrong.
They don't appreciate what we did for them.
Yeah.
Like that was my whole thing, was like, first off, just before they even had a chance to speak, I hope they thank me. And it's like,
because he was.
I hope they're grateful.
Wait,
and
the
then,
only thing he's smart
and
about
here's the thing.
is
Then they thanked
diverting
him.
attention.
But then
That's
they
it.
thanked him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they did, but I mean, like, it was like even the thank you wasn't enough. So then it's like, oh well, they're ungrateful.
Their dad
is
didn't thank me,
ungrateful,
it's-
like, so are you the king now? Like I've never seen before. Well, that'll spin into a
some
whole
people
nother
he is
thing.
though.
Yeah.
Some people he is.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it is what it is. It's
It's
sad.
The misinformation and nonsense right now is crazy. Not to get too deep.
Yeah, I know, because we'll go there.
But this is entertaining and sad. That what I'm going to bring up. I saw some the other day from Jimmy Kimmel Live online. They had people. They were going out and doing interviews on the street, and they were asking people, do you think it's time to impeach Hillary Clinton? Not in office, by the way. And all these people are like, well, yeah, and they're giving these specious like Fox News reasons, and it's just like it took to like of course I'm sure they probably had other people, but the last guy was probably like, wait a second, Hillary Clinton's not even in office. What are you guys talking about? But all these other people are like, yeah, I think it's time. And like people are like, what's worse, like this or Hillary Clinton? Hillary Clinton. What's worse, this or Hillary Clinton? Hillary Clinton. What's worse, ISIS or Hillary Clinton? It's like, oh, I don't know. That's really close. She's not in office.
That's bad.
Get out of here.
That's bad.
Oh man.
But I mean, like I said, man, it's the social media age we live in right now. And even today, LeVar Ball made some, Laker coaches angry, saying that the coaches are soft and they're not coaching his son right. And I know how to coach him, and they're not coaching him right. And this is the one thing he did say, that he wasn't going to be a distraction for the team. Yep. I gave my son over to Magic.
That was going to happen.
I gave him over to the team, and now already 20 games into the season,
1 month,
17 games into the season to be exact. Yeah, he's already going in at the coaches.
Hold on, I'm going to go in at somebody here for you, Quan.
Do it.
What about the scorekeeper in LA? Have you seen this? The other day when he had a triple double, some of the things they're counting as assists for Lonzo are very gracious. It's like, I mean, dribbles, 2 steps, and like shooting like a fade, like a floater over 3 people, and that's an assist.
Well, wait a minute.
It was crazy.
Wait a minute. Let's we don't want to talk about Russ last year.
I was going to say
with the rebounds in Oklahoma City. His rebound stats in Oklahoma City.
It's not my fault the team got out of the way. He grabbed those rebounds though.
Hey, no.
At
the end of the day, he had those rebounds.
Technically,
Lonzo does not have these assists. How dare you? How dare you?
I'll have to watch, man. I mean, I think assists are always
don't
questionable.
come for me.
No, these are like these are real like you got like Brandon Ingram like crossing from the 3-point line, couple dribbles and pulling up like a 12-foot jumper.
That was me.
Yeah, it's like
you just handed me the ball. I did that.
Right.
That was me.
Right.
But anyways, I mean, he did have a triple double, another one.
Oh,
come on, we could hate. Hey, if you guys could hate Lonzo one day for having a bad game.
I will say this: he had 16 boards,
16 rebounds.
No, yeah, that there's no faking 16 rebounds. Even if they gave him 6 fakes ones, it's still a lot.
That's 16 rebounds.
But I'll say this, and I've been sitting on this for you for about 5 days. Kyle Kuzma will have 30 points.
Dude,
so good.
No, wait.
Okay.
Kyle Kuzma will have 30 points.
Yeah.
It will be an afterthought on SportsCenter. Oh, Kyle Kuzma had a good game. He had 30 points. Kyle Kuzma had 30 points. He's a rookie.
Yeah,
right.
Like
career high.
And he's
he
done
had a career high 2 games in a row.
He's done that multiple times now. Afterthought. It'll be like, oh, Kyle Kuzma. Kuz is doing his thing.
They're doing it. Yeah.
But let Lonzo either have a great game. He's the next great thing. Let him have a bad game. It's what's wrong with him? Like he's gonna be a bust. Let the child develop. Let's stop talking about him.
ESPN is mainstream media, and mainstream media wants to keep talking about it because the LeVar Ball factor.
Man,
he got them famous. I mean, dude, they learned from the Kardashians. They have their own reality show
100%.
now on Facebook. Like they learned from the Kardashians, and they got some talent. I mean, they learned the Kardashians don't have a lot of talent.
Does.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's at least one. But what I'm saying
is more than the Kardashians.
Yeah, the Kardashians had a sex tape. I mean, that's what they used to get them famous.
It's a different kind of talent.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, there was some talent on that tape.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Sure you didn't.
I didn't. Maybe I'm the only one in the room, but
everyone else crickets.
Or maybe you're the only one in the room that did.
Hey, look here. I look here.
Man, how about that Kyrie Irving though?
Yeah.
Man.
I didn't see his tape. I don't know what tapes you're watching with all that green on.
And one mixtape, baby. That's
dang.
the only tape I'm watching.
Speaking of green, did you see his thing about being vegetarian now?
Yeah,
because now
vegan.
he's awake.
He's woke.
Oh,
He's
woke.
Oh, Kyrie is the most woke player there is.
Woke.
Flat Earth. Can't eat meat anymore.
And here's the thing: being a vegetarian or vegan, whatever you are, it is. But look, if the Earth's flat, how did all these animals not fall off yet? Anyways, we should all be vegans if Kyrie's
You know,
right.
you can't. Your mind can't perceive that yet. You're not awake yet.
Definitely,
Quan.
I'm not woke.
You're not awake.
I'm trying to be woke.
I've got a couple
asleep.
I've got a couple
asleep.
theories with the whole flat Earth thing, but That's a segment for another show.
That's a different show. That's
show.
That's a totally different show.
It's not.
What day are we recording Josh's Flat Earth Thoughts?
That's Thursday. It's Thursday. That's Thanksgiving
That's
Thursday.
Thanksgiving.
Flat Earth.
I might show up for Flat Earth Thoughts.
Flat Earth thoughts.
No, just a few. We've talked to a few pilots. They've given the lowdown, the hoedown.
Okay, so I asked Steve this question 45 minutes ago. Dave, who are you excited to see right now?
Who am I excited? Giannis.
Giannis.
I mean, I would absolutely say Embiid and Simmons too.
Bradley Beal had a good block on Giannis last night.
Yeah,
And
Giannis has some good blocks.
Giannis blocked John Wall.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
on his left leg, on his right
he's
leg,
a little bit
too.
taller.
Yeah,
Because to me, it's like he was talking about Embiid. It's like Embiid and Simmons together, just that package duo when they both have it going, which lately is like all the time. That's something. Giannis without Jabari doesn't have that yet. Although Eric Bledsoe on that team has helped them a lot. Eric Bledsoe made a huge difference.
Yeah.
And they got him for nothing because they weren't using
Nothing
Greg
at all.
Monroe anyway.
No, that's
No,
right.
they were trying to get rid of Monroe.
Monroe
That's
didn't
right.
fit where they needed to go. I think that Eric Bledsoe trade saved Jason Kidd's job.
Yeah, you kept saying that Jason Kidd might get fired.
I wasn't feeling that.
Remember, we didn't talk about it when you said that. We never were able to get back to it. I guess it's on me now.
Yeah.
I'll go rogue because that's usually tends to be my way. I'll say Popovich. Popovich simply because
You like watching Popovich?
I like watching him coach.
Oh gosh.
Like as a coach, I just enjoy watching people that actually coach.
Brad
And
Stevens too. Then.
Brad Stevens.
Yeah.
Brad
Yeah,
Stevens,
he's
but
been good.
He didn't have the
he's-
credit of Pop
yeah,
has.
he just hasn't. I mean, he hasn't done it long enough. I respect the heck out of what he's doing for Boston. Being able to
And until he
blend
wins some
young-
championships, you're not going to put him up there anyways.
Popovich has basically run through, let's see, 2 Hall of Famers. Sure, well, one's already in the Hall of Fame. Tim Duncan's going to be in the Hall of Fame soon.
Yeah.
Tony Parker's now been phased out. Manu is still, like I was when you were asking me something about retired players the other day, I was reading something from 2015 that said Manu was going to retire in 2015. He's still playing.
I thought he was trying
So,
after his last year. I still love
he's-
watching him play.
Yeah, like I mean, it's just
But stop
amazing
pump
to
faking.
watch him.
It's been
That's
like
all he's got left. That's all he's got.
it's been like 5 or 6 years that the Spurs have been legitimately an old team, and every year it's like, they shouldn't make it to the. They probably won't make it to the
60
playoffs or
wins.
whatever, and they keep making it to the playoffs, and they keep having you on the edge of your seat, no matter what round they get eliminated.
But I think they've been very good at when they were getting old, they got a lot of younger players. So I think
they
they've
lucked
been
out on
very
Kawhi.
smart.
They
Oh, they
did.
definitely
saw
did.
I mean,
that.
yeah,
Kawhi,
for sure.
Kawhi definitely set them
Yeah.
up for.
But I
another
mean,
15 years.
look at the coaching in that Kawhi hasn't played a minute this season.
They're still afloat.
And look, they're making players out. DeJounte Murray,
Yeah.
that kid can play. I think it would have helped them a lot to keep a hold of Jonathan Simmons, but I mean,
Oh yeah.
How old is How old is Ginobili?
Ginobili's 38, 39.
38. Last
up there.
year in the playoffs, he dunked with his right hand.
Sure did.
I mean, so this guy's 30, so he's 37 then, 38. He's older, 20 years older than, almost 20 years older than, half these players that are coming into the league. They're exciting to watch. And he's still got a little bit of, if only for 5 seconds in the
Billy
third
left.
quarter. I mean, it comes out. And
he's
it's
sometimes
like,
he's
man.
still got his James Harden without traveling game.
Yeah.
yeah.
A little bit.
But that's all coaching. That's all
Yeah.
running the play, setting them up.
So
Yeah.
for me that I go
I like watching the coach.
I like watching
That
what
works.
they do.
That works. And I'm with Steve with Embiid. I've been loving watching him and with Giannis. I mean, those are great players to watch.
By the way, Manu is 40 this year.
Okay.
40, yeah.
Wow.
I knew
Turned
it was
40
like,
in
I
July.
knew it was like 38.
Well, because they gave him the little retirement claps and all that when,
Oh,
he,
yeah.
when he
Year.
was
Last
exiting.
year.
Yeah. And he's like,
Yeah.
you know
Surprise!
what? I kind of like that.
I'm
I'm
back.
going to come back. I'm going to come back.
He
and
must
do
have got
this
Kobe's
again.
doctor's number.
Trying to tell you, Kobe
works.
has a cadaver's
Nobody
foot on
else
his
has
left.
LeBron's doctor's number. LeBron's keeping that one to himself.
Yeah.
This dude's back went out.
Same with
13
that.
times.
Never mind.
And who were you talking about there playing the song for the player earlier?
Oh, White Iverson.
No, well, there's the next segment. Who were you talking about earlier, though?
What was I talking
It
about?
was the football. We were talking about football.
Football.
or baseball. Who
Oh,
was it?
John David Booty.
Yeah, Booty.
Booty.
Okay, there we go.
Booty, bro.
Booty. So last night they play the White Iverson song every time T.J. McConnell
There you go.
does the Iverson moves.
I got your back.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down.
It was hilarious.
Hey,
It was
he had,
hilarious.
He had a reverse.
It was like
reverse
over his
finger
head.
roll,
Like it looked good.
And they gave White and they played it like about a good half a bar. Like it wasn't like your normal amount of NBA.
Listen,
They played it halfway through their defense.
Anything's better than that 21 Savage performance that you guys were passing around the other day.
Dude, if you guys didn't see that, 21 Savage was at the Hawks game. Was it Hawks?
Yeah.
Wearing the 21 jersey, which you actually wore that jersey a couple days ago.
Dominique.
Yeah, but his said Savage.
His said
on it.
Savage, 21 Savage.
You just don't do it.
Now, see,
this dude rapped one of his songs at halftime, and I know, like, being in arenas, the sound bounces and whatever. But first of all,
then explain his albums. It sounds
even if he was on beat, this dude was horrible. And if you guys didn't see that performance, make sure you Google that, look it up on Facebook.
Or for your own sake,
it was
don't.
garbage.
Yeah, there's just no excuse for a performance from a professional entertainer to be that horrible.
He's not professional, bro.
I mean, that's my point. Like, why are you there? Like who is the guy who was like, let's get 21 Savage at halftime? Like who? That guy should be.
They
fired.
love it.
There's a lot of kids.
I
That,
can tell you,
The kids are in the crowd like this.
yeah, hey.
I mean,
I can
Real
tell
talk.
you. I used
Do that
to
dance
think
some more, Josh.
I thought the low water mark was last year, like their home opener. They had Rich Homie Quan at halftime.
Yeah.
I respect his name.
Rich Homie Quan was like 100. I thought he was horrible. He was 100 times better than 21
Yeah,
Savage.
I
It's
definitely
just-
respect the name.
There's so many better, especially being in Atlanta.
I'm broke, homie Quan.
I just feel like you could throw a rock
You wanna
into
donate?
a crowd of black people in
Go to
Atlanta
GorillaCross.com.
and hit a famous entertainer.
Click the donate button. Go ahead, bro.
You
Just trying to
could
get us
throw-
some money. That's all I'm trying
Shameless
to do.
plug.
You
I got a
could-
GoFundMe account.
Yeah, so- I'm trying to get a thought out.
PayPal.me/GorillaCross.
By the way, on the same vote, shout out to the Hawks for when 2 Chainz was there. They had a jersey for him that had the number 2 with chains.
With chains.
So like
That was much better.
Yeah.
That's hot.
in Atlanta.
I'd wear it.
You,
Hawks are so
you could
Atlanta.
throw a rock into a crowd in Atlanta and hit a famous entertainer who could probably do better than 21 Savage.
And let's
there's hundreds of
stop
them.
and say you could throw a rock and hit a famous rapper.
Okay, but that
I don't
rapper,
know how many
that
entertainers
rapper
out
has to
there.
be better than 21 Savage. Like,
They all are
say
pretty
we're
much the
throwing
same in
that
Atlanta.
There's a lot now.
They're pretty
throwing
much
that
all the
down.
same in Atlanta.
We're throwing that directly at T.I., right? That's basically the.
You're
at
maybe
least, yeah.
Ludacris. You're not hitting Andre 3000.
Andre
So we're
3000.
like-
Come on now.
we're throwing it
Even Big Boy.
in certain
He ain't going to them
directions.
games.
No.
He's moved.
Andre 3000's like at the Louvre or something like that.
He's
Some
so
art
not in
installation.
Atlanta right now.
Andre 3000's wearing like a turtleneck, like up past
Andre's
his nose,
not-
with a
somewhere in a beret.
Andre's not in anywhere. He's on something.
Hey, shout out, one of the
Hey,
best ever.
Hey,
That's
he's
straight
he's
up.
my
I don't care
favorite.
what he
He's
wears
my
or what he
favorite for
does.
sure.
I love that guy.
That
Yes,
boy
sir.
ain't rapped in 10 years, and he could come out with a better performance than 21 Savage.
Good.
Dude, he had 8 bars on what's that singer Frank Ocean song, and everybody was going crazy.
And the first one
As
was
well
better
as
than
eight
21
bars.
Savage
Exactly.
whole life.
Gosh, you need to end some of these. Yeah, we'll be with you. You need to end some of these players, some of these rappers. They just got to go. 21 Savage is definitely one of them.
I was telling my wife about Steve's plans for the BET Awards the other day, and she said, "Will you make sure Kendrick's not there first?" She said, "As long as Kendrick's not there." She's like, "I'm okay."
There will be some a couple rappers will
Kendrick
get
will
a
get the heads up.
yeah, heads up.
Yeah.
And maybe there are limos to catch a flat or something on the way there.
Yeah.
But
Kendrick, you're not going tonight.
we definitely
Trust me.
Gosh.
Look, man.
And Josh, did you get? Are you doing bad rap today?
If you like me to, I got.
Josh is doing bad rap
I
today.
got "Rake It Up" by Yo Gotti.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, that's gotta
Okay,
be
so
bad.
we're gonna interrupt. This is halftime of the NBA talk, and Josh is going to do bad rap today. This is our new segment where we read a bad rapper's lyrics, and make sure you bleep out the words that you should bleep out.
I'll do the.
Okay, yeah,
the
definitely.
Poppy from Highly
Yeah.
Questionable.
There we go.
Okay,
This
let's
is
see.
bad rap. Josh, on time. Williams, go ahead.
Rake It Up, Yo Gotti, verse 1.
Here we go.
I made love to a stripper. stripper.
Ooh.
First, I had to tip her.
Tipper. Oh no.
20,000 ones. Woo. She said I'm that.
Yes.
I come with bad weather. They say I'm a storm. Hey, VVS is in my charm. That's a Rockefeller chain. I was sending bricks to Harlem back when Jay was still with Dame. I'm in Philippe Chow. What? I gotta protect. What is it? Patek Philippe, right?
Patek Philippe.
Yeah, Patek Philippe. On, okay. Got a stripper with me. She picked up the check. Holmes, she
As they should.
There's a lot of cursing there. She
made more money than me tonight.
She don't need no makeup. She gonna rake it up. So tell.
Now you're singing it
so,
now.
So go.
You got a little caught up. You got a little caught up in the song. See,
I don't know that Jay-Z line was not bad.
That wasn't bad.
It was a bar. It was a bar.
It took me literally like about 5 bars to get down to one thing that actually even rhymed.
Yeah.
Oh,
it took a minute to get to a real bar.
See, Quan, I want to see if we can get like another challenge. I want to see if you can load up like a verse from somebody's song now, like just 21 Savage or some other trash, and see if we can figure out what is being said on those slides. That because I think that could be a very interesting challenge.
Hold on, I'll get you. Give me 1 second. I'll just say Migos. I'll bring up lyrics.
That's a whole
that's
trivia show right there. It should be like a game show on TV, and it's like, what did he just say?
Dude,
and
it's our show. We're on TV, Steve. What are you talking about, jerk?
All right.
It is. It already is.
This is supposed to be clean. This is supposed to be clean, guys. This is 21 Savage bank account. He said,
I got Al.
I buy a new car for the people, for real. I tear down the mall with the people, for real. You can't even talk to the people.
You can't talk.
Room with bosses and shit. Oh, God. I pull up in Rarers and shit. With choppers and Harleys and shit, for real. I be Gucci.
You'd have to stop it a lot sooner. I got lost.
I heard Ferraris,
I pull up in Ferrari.
choppers,
but here's the thing: we didn't hear a
for real a couple
sentence.
times.
We had to grab a couple words. We only heard words.
I feel like that he was
He
just
also
like,
just continuously rhymed for real.
yeah. Like I don't understand that. Like it's like they, instead of giving a whole sentence, they just find words that rhyme and just say those words.
Well, the same word will always rhyme with itself.
Yeah.
So you can always rhyme for real with for real.
They do that a lot.
Smoking on a cookie in the hot box. Yo, she a that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot.
Oh my gosh.
We came with nothing to something.
My boy Cream said with the Yo Gotti song, if you made love to a stripper, but first you have to tip her, that's no longer
That's
a
a
stripper.
prostitute.
That's the other thing.
That's a prostitute.
Yes.
Like,
that
is a great point.
That actually is
they're both
the
working
truth.
girls, but they're working in different
different
arenas.
ways.
Yeah, it's different jobs.
Definitely.
She's actually multitasking. So I mean,
She
good
has
for her.
multiple jobs.
Yeah,
She,
good for her.
We respect them.
She clocked in and clocked out.
And clocked in again.
Got 2 jobs. Either it's my part-time job, just left my full-time. Yeah, I mean,
Who knows? One, you know what? The one gets the leads for the other. You know. Gotta eat one way or the other, buddy.
Hey man, everybody got to eat.
And I'm my own publicist.
and for everyone complaining, it's considered a sport to some. So,
man, that
still,
is too
we're still talking
great.
about sports here,
That
guys.
is too great.
Man,
Well, I mean, you could always lead these things back. I mean, there was a Gold Club trial, all that. Just somebody one day just read Patrick Ewing's testimony on that if you ever need a good laugh.
oh gosh,
Man.
I mean, look.
can we
man,
pull that up?
Shout out to Georgetown.
and we can't talk about the other thing.
You can talk about it, but I literally.
But you can't talk about it.
I literally just talked to him about it. So
can we
literally
can we put that text up on the
no
screen?
negative.
I spoke for Josh on that one with a no.
Thank you.
I mean, how much can we talk about it though?
I mean, look.
So we can mention what happened. We
yeah.
can say what happened. So, which is really, I mean, if anybody's, tried to meet people on the internet before, this is something that's easily could happen. But he got catfished by a dude that he thought, he was sending him pictures of hot women.
Yeah, a bunch of different women that said they were all interested in making something happen.
He got manti-teo'd.
Yeah.
Well,
no, but he was still alive at the end of it, unlike Manti's girlfriend.
Manti took his way too far.
I hate y'all so
Manti,
much.
Manti took his.
Listen, I have my own thoughts on Manti, so let's just.
Manti got the daggone tackle for the Saints game.
Oh,
Goodness
really?
gracious. Yes, he got the tackle.
Oh, my bad.
He got the
Well,
tackle.
he
Raking steaks.
That's the only tackle he got.
Yeah, well.
The other one was an invisible tackle.
Oh,
but
no,
yeah,
I think it was visible, and I think you knew what was up on that one. But that's a whole different story. My thoughts on Manti.
Oh, gosh.
You just don't like the Irish.
Well, that's true too.
That's true too.
Some stuff, sometimes, man, these guys come out with these stories, and you just like, you know what? That just don't sound right. Like, sometimes you just have to believe, like, you just can't be that stupid, man. Like,
all right.
There's no way that somebody that, as of his stature, he's at one of the biggest football schools that there is.
Yeah.
Granted, right?
Yeah.
As much as I hate him, it's true.
Right.
He's super famous.
Right.
At that
he was
point,
famous.
sure.
No, he
in
was
college,
famous in high school.
In college, yeah.
He was like the number one recruit coming out
That's
of high
right.
school.
No, that's right. That's
in
right.
Hawaii. And so he was a made man
You're right.
there.
Yeah.
You're right.
Goes to Notre Dame, made man there.
Yep.
Best defensive player in the country that year.
He can have his
probably.
pick. He can have his
100%.
pick of every woman on
so
campus
you're
or around
you're
the city.
telling me
Right.
telling me that he has no girlfriends, nothing, no relationships, no hookups, no what have you, at Notre Dame, where everywhere that there's Notre Dame fans, things are being offered to him.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, he has a mystery girlfriend who he's never seen, met, talked to,
and he's
met when he went back home to Hawaii.
and he's faithful.
Nothing.
And he's faithful to
And
this
he's
mystery
faithful to
girlfriend.
this
in love.
mystery person
He was in
Come
love.
on.
that he's never
Come on,
seen,
man.
met,
Wait,
talked
come
to,
on.
No,
whatever.
but can we talk about? Do you remember?
then she
do you
died.
remember
Okay.
when? Do you remember when the dude did the voice? Oh, does anyone else remember that?
No.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
I remember when he
you
did the
remember-
voice.
and he couldn't do it. Like he couldn't do it with everyone watching him. He had to like go behind the screen.
he never had to do the voice for it because he talked like himself.
Oh my god.
Because that's exactly like, look, man,
I got no problem
Look,
with it.
it's-
Just live the truth.
it's a whole lot of mysteries on God's
Live the
green
truth.
earth. Is it flat? Is it round? I mean,
It's
did
round.
Did OJ do it? I mean,
He
it's a
did.
lot of
He
stuff
did.
we
There's
may
not
or may
mysteries.
not
There's a
really
lot of
know.
not
that
mysteries.
one was solved.
But this right here,
You're giving a lot
this
of
right
non-mysteries.
here,
God,
this ain't no
Dave is
mystery,
on
bruh.
fire.
It ain't nothing to argue about.
Steve gave a lot of mysteries though.
That's
Yeah.
my point.
Is Bigfoot?
Yeah, Manti Te'o's
Does
also
Big-
wasn't a mystery.
Does
None of
Bigfoot
these-
exist?
That's my
None
point.
of these were mysteries.
Where is the Chupacabra?
This falls into the same category
Man.
of
But you know,
flat Earth.
it's getting back to the point. Not me throwing shade at Manti Te'o for really no reason. You got to look at. I
It was
mean,
over.
with players now, it's tough because all these. Well, not just this catfishing situation. There's a lineup of women out there just waiting to like to sell them out. Like that one porn star that like sells out all the players.
Oh,
like
oh,
when
yeah,
Juju
yeah.
Smith-Schuster the other day was like,
was like,
"No, I
nope,
might be young, but I'm not stupid. I
not
know
on
better.
duty, not on
I know what
duty."
you're trying to do."
That's I follow her. What's her name? What's her
You
name?
dirty dog.
Hey, look.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like there's a whole lineup of people who are just waiting to like sell that out.
Yeah.
Like after the Patriots not won this most recent Super Bowl, the one before Julian Edelman, some girl's like snapping a picture and like
Yeah.
showing it out in the round. It's like,
Well, this guy
Come
with
on
Ray
now.
Allen, he's trying to sue Ray Allen for stalking, and so that's why Ray Allen came out.
which you know is garbage.
Yeah, and that's why Ray and this dude was probably just trying to get money this whole time.
100%.
That's the whole setup.
Well, no, that's definitely why, because they would have like he would tag at like the wife's
at the wife's
restaurant
and
stuff like that,
yeah.
and like tag of being there and just like, oh well, what?
Yeah.
Do you really want me to put this out there? Do you really? It's like, well, so clearly Ray
Yeah.
wasn't being stalked, but
Mia
Ray
Khalifa.
did get hit.
Yeah,
But
Mia
it's
Khalifa is her name.
The sad part is it could be anybody.
yeah.
That's why
it
you
could
should
be.
always
Could
you should have somebody that handles your
be.
phone
Yeah, and stay faithful.
and handles your connections.
Well, that's you know, I mean, you get on Instagram these days, and I mean, I think for an average person, a person that's not even famous, you know what I mean? Like you scroll through, it's so many like
There's so many
Instagram models,
so many
and,
telltale
you know what I
signs.
mean?
Instagram
And
models.
like
I need to see pictures of you brushing your teeth. Before I
right,
believe.
you know what I mean? Like yeah, you gotta start. I mean, you gotta like scroll back like a year or so and try to find like some pics of like at the family reunion, or a pic of grandma in the hospital,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
something like, the
Not
cat,
grandma in the hospital.
the cat died this day. Like, I need some proof that, you're a person with feelings. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Or like just a meal. Like take a picture of your meal.
Just a meal.
Like those brunch girls, man. They love taking pictures of those meals.
Oh, back to the brunch.
Bro,
I'm just saying they're out there.
Did you watch Justice League yet?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are you gonna watch it?
I watched it.
What did you think?
Don't need it.
Well, hold on.
Oh, shoot. All right.
Because it's hilarious. Because Flash mentions brunch and his hate for
He
brunch.
did. And I thought about
really?
Dave.
Yes, it was amazing.
way.
Shout out to you,
It
Flash.
was. I was laughing so
way.
hard.
Are you
Shout out to
serious?
you,
And
Flash.
everyone in the theater is like, "Why is this
that's
guy
not
laughing
funny.
so hard over
That's
brunch?"
not funny.
I
Oh my
busted
God.
out laughing.
I'm like,
Really
if you guys
too.
knew, if you guys listen to Unnamed, you would know.
That's
You got
really
you got to
funny.
tell them. You just
I stood up and started handing out cards
Yeah.
to everybody in the theater.
say, "This is why." Get with
This
it.
is why. Get with it.
Don't worry,
you're-
he's that hateful all the time.
You guys are not
Yeah.
hashtag trendy right now.
You're not woke.
You're definitely
Not
not woke.
woke.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Stop the movie. Turn the lights on. I need to talk.
Oh, my goodness.
So lit.
Oh, I hate that word. Don't use that word.
I hate all these words.
Oh.
I hate
It was-
all these words are coming together.
Oh,
It
my
was really
goodness.
the joke. I don't want to say what the joke was, but it was right in line with what you were saying about brunch too.
true,
Like
though.
it was just like it was almost like
If you
because
wrote-
it's
if
so
you-
conversation.
If you
and
wrote that for the movie, it would have we would have
We would've
been like, oh
believed
yeah,
it.
definitely.
yeah,
Oh,
like,
oh,
so
I
it was
have
like-
to see.
Yeah.
That almost makes me
Shout
want to
out
watch
then.
the movie now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's
I'll
too
see it
funny.
eventually.
Yeah.
Get around to it.
Just wait for the extended cut. It'll be better.
All right, so now I posed a question on Facebook, and we had a lot of answers. So I'm gonna open up my Facebook.com and check some of these answers. But if you're down by 1 point, you're the coach, you're down by 1 point, and let's say all these players are on the same team. You know what I'm saying? Let's say this is your starting five. 1 point, down by 2. I mean, down by 1, 2 seconds left on the clock. Who do you give the ball to? Do you give it to 1, LeBron James, 2, Russell Westbrook, 3, Steph Curry, 4, Kyrie Irving, or 5, James Harden?
How much time's left on the clock?
2 seconds.
2 seconds, down by 1. You're only down by 1. So, Steve, I'm going to start with you first.
Number 4, Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie, why?
Because in 2 seconds, Kyrie can dribble the ball 16 times. He can carry. He can travel.
Carry
he can
5
get
times.
from the three-point line to a nice little floater in the paint and score. No other player can do that.
I don't know about no other one.
Well, no other player can do it
Number 5 can.
and not get caught.
Number 5. Dave. who
Maybe
you got?
number 5.
Well, if it was longer than 2 seconds, I would say I would give it to LeBron,
Yeah.
only because he would find the one of those other guys on the floor that was open for them to shoot it. But without that,
So you're not giving him the game winner.
no,
Okay.
no, he doesn't want that either. That's not his MO. No, his realistically,
He's got some
I would
It's true.
in the playoffs.
I would
Playoffs.
I would be between Steph and Kyrie. I'd probably have to say Kyrie.
Okay.
All right.
2 for
Dang,
Kyrie.
2 for Kyrie.
I respect the Kyrie choice. I think for me though it has to be number 5 has to be James Harden. And the reason I tell you the reason why.
Not in the
because,
playoffs, though, right?
We didn't say the playoffs. We just said a game.
Oh, it's
This is
regular
just a-
season game.
just
regular.
a-
I'd think about James Harden then.
We're still
James
20
Harden-
games into
James
the
Harden
season.
fit, hands
Regular
down.
season, okay.
Because to your point, LeBron with 2 seconds, LeBron is a locomotive. He needs to be moving. So unless you starting him running from the backcourt,
Yeah.
and he just catches the ball on the fly,
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna
Plus,
happen.
he's looking for the
him.
open shooter anyway.
yeah.
That's just the
Yeah.
truth. That's
That's-
not knocking him. It's
yeah.
just
That's just
Yeah,
he
yeah,
often
yeah.
makes the right play, and a lot
The
of those
right
cases
basketball
is
play.
to not force it.
just may not be
Yeah.
the right play. But James can do both. He can give you the shot, or he can figure out a way to get to the line. You know, whether he gets all the way to the cup and makes it, he can get all the way to the cup and get fouled. Steph Curry, I was talking to Quan about this earlier. You know, he would need that to be a jump shot, and if you're only down 1, I'd rather take the most aggressive look that you could get to possibly get fouled, and send yourself to the line. And then the other one was who? It was Russell
Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
I love Russ, but it's not Russ.
Russ, I don't like that. he's made some crazy, like he had that one game winner where it was like from 40 feet.
Yeah,
Like,
I
but
just
he
don't
Denver
feel.
last year, right?
Yeah,
against Denver, and I mean,
I just don't feel comfortable when you give Russ the ball with less than 30 seconds left. Like it's just
30 seconds. I'm giving him the ball.
Did he have a couple game winners last year though?
Yeah, no, he had a few. He had a few.
I think he had a couple last
He had a
year.
few, but like I just still, okay. I'll put it to you like this:
he's not a good enough shooter.
if so, you're saying all these players, maybe all of them had a bad game. What changes?
see.
I still
this is what
give
I'm
it to
saying.
James Harden.
I'd still give it to
So-
Steph.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
So here-
like you
yeah,
understand
so
what
I
I'm
still
saying?
give it to Kyrie, and here's
'Cause
why.
especially if Steph had a bad game, he's due
Yeah.
to hit one.
And here's why I'm giving it to Kyrie over any of them, especially this year. Seeing what, and I'm gonna shoot one of Dave's points out. He's gonna get a foul call if he gets fouled or not.
If he gets close,
Yeah,
if it's
which-
close,
If he drives it
close.
to, if he gets it, he can, like Steve said, he can drive to the basket quick.
Mhm.
And they're going to give him a foul call the way they're calling fouls this year. And that's why I think James Harden is right behind him in number 2 for me, because same thing, he gets to that hole, or he could pull up and shoot the 3. And I feel like his pull-up 3 is better than any of them with a little bit of time left. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Do it again. Do it for the camera.
That was my only like beef with James Harden is I feel like he needs 3 or 4 seconds because he just does everything a little bit slower.
He has a head.
You know what
he
I
has
mean?
that
Like,
head
yeah,
rhythm.
he
No,
it
that's
just takes him a couple
That is
seconds
true.
longer.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's why
That's
I didn't
true.
pick him. I mean, if you
He has to travel
but
first
wait,
and then.
But if you're
He has
talking
to travel
with
to get started.
if you're talking a
Bro, you
full
gotta give me
24
time to
seconds, I
travel a
think you'd
little
probably pick James Harden over any of those people.
yeah,
Because James Harden doesn't just have to pull up on you. James Harden
yeah.
can get to the bucket, can draw a foul,
Can
whether
shoot
you got fouled or not,
mid-range.
can shoot mid-range and can shoot, period.
And I think what you're looking at too is, I mean, you're talking about each one of these guys on 5 different
Yeah.
teams. They're going to get the ball. It doesn't matter how bad they played the whole game.
Yeah.
Yep.
No matter what, at the end of the game, Kyrie's getting the ball. Steph is getting the ball. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, these guys are getting
Steph
the ball.
maybe not.
Yeah, I was
But
about to say, is Steph?
yeah,
What about
well,
KD?
yeah, well,
Well, and we didn't put KD on
was
there. Some
incorrectly
people,
left
some
off.
That's what I'm
people were
saying,
mad.
like, on
I didn't.
their-
I didn't want
I might have
people
picked
from the
KD.
same team on there. You
Okay.
guys are crying all the time.
I might have picked
We
KD.
have Hurtis HD Devereaux said Steph Curry. Ryan Grotberger said
Hurtis.
Curry. Tramel Moody said James. Clarence Chan said
Tramel
Kyrie.
Moody?
Corey Von Payne said Curry 100% of the time. Shawnette, Counselor something said Braun.
Braun.
TJ Anthony said Quanson. I trust me.
No, I wouldn't.
That's-
I'd
Don't-
play
we're
with
not
you. I
putting
wouldn't.
Quan in that
You haven't
position.
seen.
I wouldn't.
Hey, you haven't seen my game winners.
You better have about 15
You're right, I haven't.
screens.
I haven't.
Kyrie all day. Kyrie. I feel like somebody's just copied the last answer they see because they're all like,
If it's 2 seconds,
I don't
just
see
based on
hardly
their
any
releases,
James Harden.
I'm just trying to figure
because
out
2
these
seconds, I think that's not enough time for him. I would with 2 seconds, I think your answer has to be Kyrie or Steph.
Sherm, who's supposed to be on the show today, pray for his son in the hospital.
Oh, jeez.
Harden, Steph, and Curry. That's the order he put him in. He said the irony is that LeBron is the best in NBA history statistically. I don't know.
At what?
I think with game winners, maybe.
No, stop.
I'm not sure.
Stop. Well,
I'm not
because he's
sure.
taking 5?
Well, because he
Well, I
only
think-
he only takes the ones where he's wide open.
Well,
That's
that's
why
the thing
he's
too.
taking
You have
5.
to think though.
Kobe had to force his.
All game winners aren't 2 seconds left. Some of these
Yeah.
game winners is 15 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They get the
That
ball.
was the go-ahead
They're
bucket.
down by 2.
KD's
you know
game
what I
winner in the
mean?
playoffs
And-
last year. That
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
game winner, but with
Yeah.
more time
Right,
left
you
on
know
the
what I
clock. They
mean?
still had the time
So,
to come down and
I
hit.
mean,
And
when-
then Andre Pruitt said, "Your list doesn't matter," and put a gif of Kawhi Leonard, but he's not even in a game yet all season, so he can't really take a shot from the bench.
I love Kawhi, but Kawhi's not
He's not
the
hitting the
person
game
I would
winner
want to
either.
have that in
Not
his
put
hand.
Kawhi in
He's
that
a diehard
situation.
Spurs fan.
But I
he's
do-
never seen any other team but the Spurs.
But if I'm playing against these guys, Kawhi is definitely D'ing up whoever I'm thinking is
Oh,
taking
100%.
a shot. You know what I mean? So there we go. When he gets off the bench.
No,
He's
Kawhi is
definitely-
100% the answer in that
yeah,
case.
he's definitely.
Yeah, Spurs are up by 1. Kawhi, whoever catches the ball, that's who you're guarding.
See, that's why KD would be the right answer because that's the one guy even Kawhi can't get all the way up there to
Yeah.
stop him.
So
And
tough.
in the Thanksgiving spirit, since we're not going to have a Thanksgiving show, sorry, Josh.
Josh might.
You could tune into Josh's Facebook. Make sure you follow him. He's going to go live at 8 a.m.
Remember,
As I cook beans.
as he sits by his Christmas tree, cooking beans and
talking about the flat Earth.
talking about flat Earth. He's going to have a flat Earth episode at 9. His Thanksgiving sports show will start at 8.
Man, you got a whole lineup on
Hey,
Thanksgiving.
Dude.
It's great times.
and he's going to talk about Charlie Brown Christmas at 9 p.m.
That's right.
So make sure you tune in for that. But I want to go around the room and, talk about who we're thankful for, and then we'll get to the hate. Who are we thankful for as an athlete? Who's active right now? Who are we most thankful for right now? Dave, I'm going to start with you.
Whew. Thankful for as an athlete? See, I got to be honest. I mean, as much as I love the Thunder and I love Russ, I can't pick one player, man. I'm thankful for the youth of the NBA. You could just bring them all over. You can bring Giannis.
So you're
bring
inviting them all over.
Porzingis, bring Simmons,
that's
bring
gonna,
Embiid.
That's going to be some tall people sitting at the kids' table.
That's fine.
Y'all too young. You gotta sit over
Y'all
here.
too young, sit over there. But the chairs are too short.
But I mean, and that's in a league where you still have the Warriors, and you have Steph and KD and Clay, and you got LeBron still being LeBron. You got Kyrie out there. I mean, it's the NBA right now.
You got Vince Carter out there.
We still doing it.
Vince Carter doing it in a totally different way.
Man.
He has embraced old age.
Hey,
man, I used to hate Vince Carter, but now I love Vince Carter.
I always like Vince.
I didn't like trying to get traded and like submarining people.
Yeah, that was
Vince Carter.
That was
I didn't like that. I didn't like him trying to murder basketball in Canada.
Wow. No, it's the truth. It's sad, but it's
he 100% was
we're being thankful right now, guys. Like this is happy
I'm
time. We're in a happy place.
I have to get.
I
know it's a cop out, but I just gotta say the
segment.
whole NBA.
Oh gosh,
the NBA is beautiful.
That's the biggest cop out ever.
You can't.
But no, I'll stick with the youth, the young
youth of the
superstar
NBA.
talent in the NBA.
Yeah,
just because
it's great.
it's taking us to places.
Yeah.
That we never
Embiid,
thought we'd go.
Lonzo.
If you made me choose one, it would have to be Joel Embiid.
I knew it.
I'd be thankful for Joel, just because he's hilarious.
Took my answer.
I knew it. It's all right. That's why I went off script. I went Marshawn Lynch.
Okay.
Tiger Woods.
Oh, I thought you were going with Marshawn Lynch.
No.
I was like, wait,
I was like, Marshawn's good.
Look, and I'll tell you why.
You going to Waffle House after?
Hey,
Thanksgiving's not a good time for Tiger. We know that.
Applebee's?
Not at all.
Applebee's?
Woo! That's actually strong. That's very strong.
Chili's?
No. Tiger, and I'll tell you why.
Please.
Because he's about to be making his umpteenth return.
Yeah.
And literally, I forget what I was doing, but something on my Facebook, not my Facebook, on my Bleacher Report sent, get ready for Tiger's return. Watch his 10 greatest highlights.
Okay.
And just watching them, like I legit am just smiling. Like I know all the calls. Like I know all the calls from the commentators. And just remembering where I was in each of those moments.
Yeah.
Like Tiger's been around for 20 years. Like that's scary to even think. He came around in '96. Like he's been around doing it for a long time.
Yep.
So like he made me love the sport of golf. He brought a new game into, like that's just another game that I love.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that. So
all right, that's a good one. And to make you even more thankful, Miami is up to number 2 now.
That's right.
So there you go.
Turnover chain.
Yeah.
Turnover chain's a beast.
Steve,
they got rip-off turnover chains. I was mad.
Oregon.
That was horrible. I was like,
come on, Oregon. You have so much already.
This is happy place, guys.
Happy
place. We're in the happy place. We're in the happy place. Wait till the next segment. Wait till the end. Wait till the end. We still got 2 more segments, Dave. So get your story ready. Steve, who you happy for? I need some happy music in the background, just like some Jack Candy music or something.
Deontay Wilder, heavyweight champ.
Ooh,
right now.
Wow,
that's a good one. I like him a lot.
That's who I'm thankful for right now.
I like him a lot.
He is going. I am holding him personally responsible. To bring the heavyweight division back
heavyweight boxing
in America. Like to save heavyweight boxing. If it could be saved.
Oh, it definitely
He's the man that's gonna do it.
No, the other one is Joshua.
America.
Yeah,
Anthony Joshua. I think.
Like, isn't he English?
I think him and Anthony Joshua, they have to fight inevitably soon, and I think that will bring back a lot of boxing fans to seeing 2 big heavyweights who throw knockout punches.
It's the one shot
Fight, and I just hope they fight for a good 7 or 8 rounds before somebody gets knocked out. I don't see them going 12 rounds. They just hit too hard. They don't just hit hard. They're great boxers, but
cruel intention punches.
Deontay Wilder is the American, and I have to go with the American. So
let's hope they fight because we know boxing destroys
Right.
itself by not having the big fighters fight each other.
That's
What-
right.
Do you think
That's-
maybe Deontay Wilder would come out to living in America like Apollo did in Rocky IV?
That would be
great.
so awesome. I would. Oh man, that would just.
But then
Just
again,
wear the whole outfit. I mean, granted, Apollo
then
did
Apollo
die in
died.
that fight, but at the
I
same
mean,
time,
you don't want the same
and
outcome.
James
In
Brown isn't around to sing it.
America.
Who's gonna sing it for James Brown now?
Michael Jackson.
Man,
Oh,
we-
Right, who sings it?
David Cassidy.
there's a couple.
You guys are
Wait,
horrible.
Wait, wait, wait,
There's a
wait,
couple,
wait. Did he pass?
There's a couple
No.
soul singers alive.
He's
I
still-
think. I don't know.
Not
We
yet.
can find
I
somebody.
saw.
to sing
I
it.
saw he was in bad shape.
He
so
might be gone now.
I thought you were being funny and sad at
I-
the same time. Which you
Smokey
were.
didn't
never
have the
do
voice
that.
for
I
it,
would
but he's
never
still
do that.
alive.
Which you were.
Charles Manson.
No.
Oh,
That one I did hear about.
yeah, he's gone.
Wow, what a sh-
Peace.
what a shame.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
Peace.
Like,
Outro. Man, I forgot who I was gonna say now. I had a good one too, and I lost him.
It's not Magic or Kobe.
They're not playing now. They're not active.
Well, I know it's not Lonzo.
now, Lonzo.
It's Kuzma.
You're
That's
gonna
the
say-
answer.
you're
I'm definitely Kuzma, but
French Frank.
French Frank. I'm going with Jimmy Garoppolo because come on, man, we didn't have any players on our team, and now we got a quarterback, and I'm very happy right
You
now.
better not have any single ladies there. Well, they're going to Handsome Jimmy.
You're going to Jimmy's house.
It's okay. Maybe he'll bring more ladies. You know what I'm saying? So Jimmy, you can come in. You can sit at my table. If you suck though, I'm giving you the bad turkey.
the bad.
So make sure you're good because you're getting the bad turkey. You're getting the dry turkey.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know what the bad turkey is? It's the white meat. Come at me. White meat is terrible.
I love white meat.
I don't even like turkey. First off, I don't like turkey. That's another hot take.
This is gonna get.
But
really
if I have turkey,
I'm not getting involved.
dark
in
meat
this
only.
Dark meat.
This is getting really racist.
White
guys.
white meat is terrible.
I'll
White
tell-
meet is
I love
dry
white meat.
and boring.
It
So
depends
I'm
on
the
how you
same
cook
way.
it. You got to cook
well,
it right.
Well, no, do you want me to tell you why I never liked white
Here we
meat?
go. You're
Honestly,
like
honestly, because I'm from a bigger family, and so Dad always got to get the big piece
Right.
of chicken. Dad gets the breast.
Huh.
I had to learn to love the snout, and now it's like
That's what I want.
Keep that white meat away from me. That is dry. I'm
All
over
right.
here with this grease.
All right, Josh. I'm gonna start with you on the hate segment.
Who's not coming to Thanksgiving?
They're knocking on your door. You open your door. You see them, and it's the last person you'll let in to sit at your Thanksgiving table. Who are you not letting in at all, ever to eat?
has to be sports,
They-
right?
It
We're
has,
keeping
it has to be
of course.
sports.
LeBron James.
Okay.
Oh.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Not
I
coming
knew
over.
somebody was gonna
He's
hate.
not coming
LeBron.
over, dog.
I
He's
knew
not
you were
coming
gonna say
over.
that.
Why can't LeBron come eat with you?
He
Nah,
might.
man.
He might bring you a new
Look here.
Samsung.
No,
LeBron
look.
seems like a really nice guy.
He's
actually.
not.
He would bring
I
gifts
have
to
personal
Thanksgiving.
stories.
You would
Come
know.
on,
I don't
man.
know.
He rolled up
Personal stories.
in the Kia.
Look, he could roll up in.
You don't wanna ride
You
it.
know
he
rolling
could
in
roll
a
up
Kia.
in the. He could roll up in that original.
His
Maverick
kids-
might be
that
driving
original
that
His
Kia.
Hummer.
kids are driving the Kia.
That Hummer that his mama bought him back in
When he was 14?
2001.
Come on, man.
She had the money for that.
No.
Keep it straight face with that for 2 seconds.
Remember, she got a loan for it. She got a loan for it because
Yeah,
her
sure.
son. Her son was
Because of her
was-
great track record.
Yeah, man. She had good credit. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh no! Hey, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no. LeBron can't. He can't have mac and cheese. with
Why
me.
can't LeBron eat mac and cheese
Why, you got Delonte West coming over?
and that cranberry sauce?
So
God.
LeBron can't be there?
Hey, me and Delonte go way back. I got no problems with.
Well, then,
Delonte.
yeah, you definitely can't have LeBron there if Delonte's there.
That's
That's
a
why.
DC product right there.
That's
That's,
why.
that's a DC product. I got no problems with Delonte. That's
Yeah,
my guy.
Wow.
And Donnell, going back to your boxing, Donnell Goose, who was here a couple weeks ago, last week actually, Anthony Joshua will destroy Wilder, and saying Wilder has no boxing skill and it will be exposed when they fight. Which
Well,
I
we
mean,
would all
he,
love to
he
see the
hasn't
fight.
fought-
He is wild.
He hasn't fought a lot of, great.
Top
There's
notch.
not a lot of people
Exactly.
to fight.
There aren't many people to
Yeah.
fight.
He'd have to go to Europe to get any of the top fights.
And I've always said his swing is very wide open.
It's very
Very
I
wide
think
open.
I do.
He
got
throws
holes.
haymakers.
Yeah.
He's got.
I
Holes.
will
But when he
admit-
connects,
That's boxing.
When he connects.
I do think Anthony Joshua is a better boxer, but Deontay Wilder is. I mean, you just don't have his record without having some
Yeah.
type of skill. I mean, he hits hard. I mean, we're talking. You could say George Foreman maybe was not as good of a boxer as a bunch of people that he knocked out. You see what you feel what I'm saying? Because he's only got to hit him one good time.
Especially when he was 65 and they were still giving him wins.
I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Michael Moore took a dive in that fight, by the way.
Definitely.
He did not take a dive. He got cracked.
I don't know. I don't think he took a dive. The way he talked about that fight now.
He's down there looking, just counting the seconds like, when do I get to stand back up again?
No,
you can go cash that check I took for taking this dive.
Steve, who you got? Who you got for you're least likely to let in for Thanksgiving dinner?
LeAngelo Ball ain't coming to my house.
Oh, no, because he going to steal something.
You going to take the fork?
Yeah.
He's going to take your forks? He hasn't learned anything?
Keep the fine china from LeAngelo.
You know what?
He's a kid, man. He learned his lesson.
2 weeks ago, LeVar couldn't come through. I mean, I probably wouldn't invite him, but if he showed up, yeah, come on in. But when LeAngelo comes, I'm sorry, bro. You can't come in here, man. You got sticky fingers. You know LeVar,
come on, man. I'll let LeVar in.
I'll let LeVar in.
That's good storytelling.
LeVar would have been my answer like 3 days ago.
LeVar,
but now that he
that's
hates
what
Donald
I'm saying.
Trump,
LeVar, I wouldn't invite him, but he could come. You know, he come if
he could
said,
sit outside.
If he
like
hit me up and
like
was like, "Hey,
bench
I'm coming through," I'd be like, "Come on through, baby." You know,
baby.
And we chop it up.
You know, he's probably pretty
going
funny.
on?
I bet you in real life.
That's what she said.
I bet you in real life, if you were hanging out with LeVar Ball, I think he's probably like funny.
I would hang out with LeVar.
I think he's a knucklehead, and most of what he brings us is nonsense, especially his kids. But I bet you, if you're just sitting around talking to him,
I bet
crack
you
up like
that's what I'm
3
saying.
times.
I bet you have a lot of fun with LeVar Ball being.
You'd just be sitting there like 5 times, like you're an idiot, but laughing.
You wouldn't be able to get a word in.
That's one of those people that could go from funny to I'm gonna choke you out in like 5 seconds. Like,
get your feet off my couch.
What did you say about my mama? Like, oh yeah, your mama's bow-legged and I'm like, oh no, I will die.
Stay in your lane.
Straight up.
Dave, who do you got? Who are you not letting in that door?
Well, there's so many choices for me, so many, but I narrowed it down
the whole
to one.
NBA.
No, I narrowed it down to one that's just specific. Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer, no question.
Wow.
Garbage human being.
Oh.
Fake good guy. Fake family man. Ohio State coach, worst crime of all.
Wow.
100% it's Urban Meyer.
Hey.
Wait. Ohio State coach is higher up.
That's automatic.
Than a fake.
Than being
family
fake
man?
family man. Oh yeah, remember when when some allegations were getting thrown at Florida, and magically he had to go retire to spend time with his family. He immediately went on College Game Day, so he was gone every Saturday, every week anyway. And then within a year was at Ohio State. But man, family first, right? Got to see those kids grow up, right?
Wow. I love Dave.
Sith Lord has spoken.
Dave be keeping me.
Urban Meyer is garbage.
Death Star Dave.
Garbage human being.
Death Star Dave.
You know how many crimes of Aaron Hernandez's he probably covered up? Probably a lot. Don't even start.
There's 8 bodies right now in the state of Florida.
And most of those got covered up because he just sent Tim Tebow to go clean it up for him.
It's a mass grave somewhere that Urban Meyer knows about.
Oh, I bet.
Nobody else knows.
He probably dug it for him. Well, he wouldn't have dug it for him.
No, there's some fat gators that we're trying to figure out why they walk a certain way.
Why these gators get so big so fast?
Had to go nip tuck on them.
Man.
Wow. Sick, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Oh goodness.
All right, mine is I'm gonna go. I had 2 of them, but I'm gonna go with one. I was gonna say OJ, but I probably would need him to carve the turkey for me, so I would let him in. But I'm gonna say Bill Laimbeer again.
Man, you do not like.
I don't like. He's seriously probably my least favorite human alive, and the fact that he's gonna be in Vegas and we'll probably interview him one day on the show.
He's a really nice guy.
You'll probably love him by the end of it.
He actually is.
He's like a legit Laker hater.
That's all right.
Still, no.
So am I.
I don't like it.
So what's the difference?
Yeah, but you're different. You got good stories.
You didn't
Bill Laimbeer.
You didn't clothesline any Lakers back in
Bill
the day.
Laimbeer.
Well, I wasn't good enough playing the league, so who knows? Who knows what could happen?
Did you ever try to drop?
No, I
Magic
wasn't dirty
Johnson?
though. I'm not a dirty player.
He's not dirty.
Yeah, look. When they like, so you gonna have to trip this man, or you out the league? Like, what leg you need, bro?
No, that I couldn't do. Couldn't do it.
They're like,
Dave, I'm telling you, man. Look, if it's between that and feeding your family, it's like,
Dave.
Well, you raised a good point there. For my family,
I'm about to snap.
For our
Dave.
family, I'll take your leg out.
We need you to go in and sweep the leg.
Yeah.
Dave, you
For my
need to
family,
know
of
that
course,
you're the
but
goon.
I don't think anybody was ever asking Bruce Bowen to
Dave,
go at somebody's leg. I think he
you
took
need
that
to
upon
know
himself.
You're the goon on the team, Dave. This is your role. That's right. I am the goon. Send in goon Dave.
So we're gonna end this show, this Thanksgiving show, with a petty moment by Dave. So we're gonna go back to Dave's past, and he's gonna give you one of his most petty moments ever in his history. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, 100%. This was on the list of pettiness and overreaction. For me, even this was a high up there one. So me and some friends. I think Frank was there. Our friend Frank. My best friend Sam, who's the other half of this story, really. Our old friend Rob, and maybe like one or two other people
Rob
around there.
Carson, okay.
Yeah, and we're eating at this was like, I don't know, somewhere around the late 90s. So we're eating at the Hard Rock, and my buddy Sam, I've become immune to it over the years, but he used to be able to just. You ever have somebody in your life that can just make you want to like
get under your skin,
become a mass murderer? You're so angry.
Yes,
I think that's me for a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yes.
he would to just take Quan and multiply it by like 20 times.
Wow.
And you'd scratch the surface of his capability. This is the same guy. A lot of times, like, when people think I don't like them, or people think that I'm rude. It's like, do you know what you just told that person? No clue. So I don't know what he had gotten started on this particular evening, but for whatever reason, we're all sitting there having a nice dinner, and somehow he just, I don't know, he must have found something that got to me from earlier that day and just started going. Just went and went and went. And finally, it was like enough. I slam it down. It's like, that's it. I'm out. I'm leaving. Dave, you didn't drive. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm out. So I start walking out.
From the Hard Rock.
From the Hard Rock. Whatever restaurant we were at the Hard Rock. So I start walking out, and a couple other people, Frank and Rob, they pull up to me to try to talk me into like a ride. Like, nope. I can't deal with any of you. You guys just let all that happen. It's nonsense. Whatever it was.
This is
Who knows?
pre-Lyft, pre-Uber.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, definitely, way before.
100%.
This was when you lived in the apartment, right?
Yeah, so
because you walked to the apartment.
This was so we were at the Hard Rock, where you guys, everybody in Las Vegas knows where that is.
Okay.
Paradise and Harmon.
Paradise and Harmon.
We lived at Sahara and Fort Apache.
Fort
No,
Apache.
you didn't. No, you
100%.
didn't.
Wow.
There were some points in the middle of this, because as it's taking a little bit of time, as I'm walking, it's like, you know, I got to start jogging here and there because this
I'm
is
not
not
gonna get
close. Because after a while, the anger has subsided,
And now it's like, what am I doing?
and now it's like,
This.
I still have a little bit of a ways to go before I get home.
There are lessons here.
So you could see me. I'm probably wearing like, I don't know, like jeans and like a button-up shirt, maybe like, you know, decent like looking shoes. Definitely wasn't like, you know, running shoes or basketball shoes. So you could just see some 6'4" dummy running down the sides of whatever streets so I could get home a little bit faster. So I finally get back home. It took a few hours.
Wow.
5.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't as long because I remember there was some running mixed in.
Look, we all think,
And it was later at night.
we all thought, because I feel like I was at the apartment when you got there,
You
or
probably
it was
were.
either the next day or something. But we all think that you got a ride halfway somewhere.
Incorrect. I would admit if I did. Nope. That I actually started picking up the pace a few of those times. It's in better
We
shape in
always
those
said
days.
there's
About
no
mile
way he
8.
walked all
They
the
were
way.
they were always sure that I was like,
There's no way he walked all
nope.
the
I
way.
100% made it all the way back. And by the time I got there, of course, Frank was like, "Was it worth it?" I was like, "Well, it seemed like it at the time, but of course not. No, it was not worth it."
Oh, man.
That is too.
Well, that's Petty Moments by Dave Death Star Nobles. Tune in next week. We might have another Petty Moment from Dave. And,
Oh, there's plenty to choose from.
I want to thank you, Kenny G, for the background tunes right there.
I'm sure somebody's gonna have a Thanksgiving story.
Oh, we'll have some good Thanksgiving
Speaking
stories.
of giving thanks, can you bring the note so my wife can see it,
Dude,
please?
I've been looking
Get
for
to work
it.
on that.
I've been
She
looking
asks
for
me
it
all
on my
the
hard
time.
drive.
Asks
Definitely
me
been
all the
looking
time.
for it. We'll definitely pull that up. We'll definitely find that soon. But, yo, tune in. We're here live every Tuesday and Thursday, except Josh's favorite Thursday, Thanksgiving. We'll be out. So, like I said, follow him. Follow him on
Josh
social
will be
media. He'll be here. He'll be outside doing the radio show from his phone. So make sure you guys tune in for that. It's going to be
You'll
exciting.
get some really interesting guests outside downtown.
Oh, for sure.
On Thanksgiving morning.
Fremont Street, you definitely could just be like, I'm live. Come talk to me.
You know?
I'd watch that show.
Yeah. We might have to pull Unnamed out there sometime and just do the show from outside.
You know, and Steve will say, it'd be a good idea for somebody to do a show about this.
You know what? They should put this on TV. Somebody should produce this.
They should.
Hey, look. All we got to do is just get a table. Get a table and just set up.
Yeah,
just
sit outside.
Sit there.
Probably need some outlets for the computers.
You would think.
Electricity.
You would think.
Or you just go old school and just two dudes at a desk.
Just sitting out there. Broadcast just on the phone.
That's right. Just back and forth. I'm flipping from selfie to landscape.
We'll have to do that sometime, though. Just go out there, interview people on the street,
I'd like
We'll have to have merch when we do that, though. We'll have our shirts by then and stickers and all that good stuff.
Sounds
good.
Yeah.
Tune in. Make sure you download the Guerilla Cross app for free. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving, and we are live every Tuesday and Thursday. Do you guys want to do a Friday show?
What, this week?
Yeah.
No, that's Black Friday.
Cannot do it.
I got
Not
some
because
stuff
of
to
Black
buy.
Friday. I'll be at work.
I got some stuff to buy. I gotta get a new TV.
Yeah.
You know you can go to Amazon, right, and you get better deals from home?
Why's it got to be Black Friday?
Right.
Well, it's got to be black.